BYU and the Cougars' 13 WAC championships under his guidance. But it's the one that gets away you remember most, as in 1986, when San Diego State beat the Cougars and gained a berth in the Holiday Bowl. The stakes are the same tonight, but the faces have changed. BYU's high-powered offense is led by last season's Heisman Trophy winner Ty Detmer. Will Detmer's air assault prevail? Or will the speed of Marshall Faulk and San Diego State be too hot to handle? It's winner take all next. Welcome to San Diego Jack Murphy Stadium, where a sellout crowd of 60,000 is on hand to watch the San Diego State Aztecs play host to number 23, BYU. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Sean McDonough. It's nice to have you with us tonight for what is, in all intents and purposes, the WAC championship game. BYU comes into this one with an undefeated conference record at 6-0. A win tonight, and the Cougars would go to the Holiday Bowl for the 14th time in Lavelle Edwards' 20 years as head coach. Meanwhile, an Aztec win would send them to the Holiday Bowl for just the second time. A pleasure to be working tonight with Craig James. And Craig, it's a different BYU team from what we saw earlier in the year. They started out with 3 straight losses, but now they've won 7 in a row.
Ty Detmer really was putting all the pressure on himself early in the season. He had a very inexperienced young wide receiver group. They played some tough teams, UCLA, Penn State, Florida State. Now they're mature. They're running the proper pass routes. And now Ty Detmer has confidence in himself. He can get back in the pocket and make the right decisions.
Meanwhile, San Diego State has won 6 in a row, led by freshman sensation running back Marshall Faulk.
I can't wait to watch this guy run the football tonight. I'm extremely impressed with the way he gets sideways. It's a sideways football game. A lot of power in the hips and in the legs. He also can run a 10-3, 10-4, 100-meter dash. The man can flat out play the game. It is a balanced attack for San Diego State. They are 6-0 since David Lowry became the starting quarterback, and he is a great target in Patrick Rowe. Patrick Rowe was an All-American last season. This year he's had some shoulder problems, and he's had to deal with that. He's still having a good season, 50 receptions on the year, but yet I know, and you know, he wants to have the best game of his career tonight, as it is all on the line. The Cougars in the tunnel, ready to take the field. With a record of 7-3, they are ranked number 23 in the country. Of San Diego State. They will be playing tonight before the largest home crowd in Aztec football history. It's for the WAC title and the Holiday Bowl berth when we return to San Diego. This rivalry, as the Cougars have had in most of their, really in all of their WAC rivalries. The first meeting back in 1947, and since then BYU has won 13 of 17, including last year in Provo, Utah, when Ty Detmer outgunned Dan McGuire. This is nothing new for BYU head coach Lavelle Edwards in his 20th season as head coach at BYU, and he's looking for his 14th WAC championship and trying to go undefeated in the WAC for the 5th time in his 20 years. He's the 3rd winningest active coach behind Tom Osborne and Joe Paterno. And across the way, the man who has turned around the San Diego State program, Al Luganville, in his 3rd season. All 3 of them winning seasons. And win or lose tonight, they are likely to go to a bowl game, Craig, because the rumors are that the loser of this one will go to the Freedom Bowl in Anaheim. Al Luganville explained to us how that San Diego State is a sleeping giant about to awaken. The bowl game would give him that opportunity to show the rest of the country in recruiting that he does have a solid program here. They're ready to take on the WAC champions year in and year out.
Andy Trackus getting ready to kick off. San Diego State won the toss and deferred its decision to the second half, which is an interesting decision because these are 2 high-powered offenses with the defense is a bit suspect. You would think you might want to get your offense on the field first.
Although with his defense, he's got to get that young, inexperienced defense on the field and prove to themselves that they can handle Ty Detmer.
Brad Clark and Eric Mortensen are waiting for the kickoff.
It will be a decided home field advantage tonight for the Aztecs. And we're underway. High kickoff by Trackus. Taken by Mortensen at the 6. He's across the 20. And out to the 23-yard line. Zach Stokes made the tackle for San Diego State. Ty Detmer will lead the Cougar offense onto the field. Detmer, as Craig said, in the words of Lavelle Edwards, enjoying his finest season at BYU. And now for the Energizers starting lineups. We'll get to them in a moment, but they come right to the line of scrimmage. Do the Cougars. Detmer under pressure. Now with some running room, and he's out of bounds at the 25-yard line after a gain of 2. And some pushing and shoving out of bounds with Eric Duncan, number 92, who chased him out. Now the Energizer lineups. Peter Tuipulotu, a dual threat for Brigham Young out of the backfield. He's their leading rusher and second leading receiver on the year. It is an inexperienced offensive line, but Brian May at right guard is a standout and a 3-year starter. Officially a gain of 3 for Detmer on the first play from scrimmage. They fake the draw. Man wide open out of the backfield. It's Jamal Willis. He has a first down and much more out to the 44-yard line. Willis, a true freshman from Las Vegas. Now the Energizers starting lineups on defense for San Diego State. Eric Duncan has been a valuable player up front. He's played both defensive end and nose guard, starting at defensive end tonight. Robert Griffin is the dime back. That's a combination linebacker and defensive back. And in the secondary, teams have been picking on John Lewis. The San Diego State coaches say he has been improving every week. On 1st and 10 from the BYU 44, the pass is complete for a short gain. Actually a pretty good gain to the 49-yard line of San Diego State to Nadi Valdez, number 3. It's a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3 upcoming.
San Diego State is a blitzing ball club. They will bring 6. They'll bring 7. They'll bring 8. They feel they have the team speed in the secondary to cover man-to-man the wide receivers of Brigham Young.
With that completion, Ty Detmer has just broken the record of Todd Santos, formerly of San Diego State, for most completions in a career. Ty now with 911 completions, and there goes Peter Tuipulotu. Down to the 31-yard line of the Aztecs. A gain of 18. Damon Pieri made the tackle, and San Diego State coaches, Craig, were very afraid of the draw plays going to Peter Tuipulotu.
Draw trap, you'll see the right guard pull, goes to your left side of your screen. Tuipulotu follows him. They were blitzing. That's why the play was so successful. You had a defense up the field, nobody in the secondary to stop the draw trap.
First and 10. Cougars on the move at the 31 of San Diego State. Detmer with all kinds of time as a man wide open. Touchdown, Jamal Willis. And you wonder if Al Luganville is questioning his decision to let BYU have the ball first here tonight.
Obviously, it didn't do too well. 29, the right side of your screen, goes across the backfield formation. They take 3 receivers deep and run them over to the side of the field. They want Detmer wants them to overcommit to that right side. That's about as strong as Detmer has in arm strength. That's about as far as he can throw it. It was just enough for Jamal Willis to catch.
And the extra point is no good. Earl Kaufman pulled it wide to the left. That's his 3rd PAT miss of the season. 6-0 BYU. Back in a moment. ESPN's presentation of CFA football, Brigham Young versus San Diego State, is brought to you by Jeep and Eagle, a division of Chrysler Corporation, proud sponsor of the 1992 U.S. Olympic team. Earl Kaufman getting ready to kick off. He just missed an extra point, and as a result, it's 6-0 BYU.
Joe Evans, the backup quarterback, has to make the good hold. He does that. Kaufman just didn't hang in there with him. I think he felt it was going to be a really severely bad snap, and it wasn't. It was there. Okay.
3 Aztecs back deep. 81, Keith Williams. Number 6, Darnay Scott in the middle. And number 27 is Larry Maxson. Short kickoff taken by Darnay Scott at the 14. And he's back to the 25-yard line. David Lowry, the Aztecs 6-0 since the sophomore from Mission Viejo, California, took over as starting quarterback. And the Energizers starting lineups on offense for San Diego State. Ray Rowe, over the last 5 games, has played himself into pro prospect status, an outstanding blocker at tight end. And Carson Leomiti at left guard, does not pronounce the L in his first name, 6'3", 360 pounds. Lowry going deep on the first play, has a man open. Darnay Scott, touchdown Aztecs. Reception for the true freshman from right here in San Diego. We expected a typical WAC shootout tonight, and it certainly looks like that is what we are going to have. Andy Trackus gives San Diego State the lead. 5th touchdown of his freshman year for Darnay Scott. Believe it or not, we've played 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Back in a moment. Lowry has just thrown his 14th touchdown pass of the season, 74 yards to Darnay Scott.
Darnay Scott is wide to the left side of your screen. He slipped, he takes off and outruns the coverage. San Diego's team speed is superior to Brigham Young. Tony Crutchfield, there's no way he can stay with Darnay Scott or Patrick Rowe. 10 300 meters on both sides of the ball. Patrick Rowe, Darnay Scott. That's the way you boost a freshman quarterback's confidence. 6-0 as a starter. He likes the way he performs.
Andy Trackus will kick off. Again, it's Mortensen and Clark back deep. (7-6) San Diego State. 2 minutes and 3 seconds into the football game. Brad Clark this time from the 3. Through the middle again, and out to the 26-yard line. A good return of 23 yards. Steve Rudisill made the tackle for the Aztecs. This might be who has the ball last tonight, Craig.
That's the way I'm looking at it. I figure it's in the 30s at least, maybe the 40s. And both ball clubs can run the ball as well. Good running teams.
First and 10, BYU. Tui Pelotu and Willis, the backfield behind Detmer. Dumped off and dropped by Tui Pelotu. Robert Griffith had the coverage, but it was a catchable ball for the normally sure-handed Peter Tui Pelotu.
They cross the tight end, 95, Byron Rex. He goes from the left side, and he'll come towards you in your living room. Tui Pelotu then goes back across. 34, Griffith has him in coverage. Good job of recognizing and matching up with the proper receivers.
The football at the 26-yard line. 2nd and 10. That's Eric Drage in motion. They blitz. Detmer runs away from it. And the catch made by Tyler Anderson. He has a first down at the 40-yard line. The sophomore from Orem, Utah, Tyler Anderson. The coaches say he's really been coming on the last couple of weeks, and that's a gain of 14.
43, Lou Foster, the middle linebacker, will come on a blitz up the middle. Now the key is if he's going to do that and pressure Detmer out of the pocket, they've got to have contain over there, or you're going to have big plays all night by the Brigham Young offense.
(7-6) San Diego State. With 12:37 to play in the first quarter. Back to the draw. Tui Pelotu picks up 6. He's out to the 47-yard line. Andy Coviello made the tackle for Al Luganbill's Aztecs. You will see this shot several times tonight. Al Luganbill wears a pedometer throughout the game, and they have a fan contest at the end of the game to guess how far Coach Luganbill walked up and down the sideline. Last week for the home game against Colorado State, 2.8 miles.
That's why he's in shape.
On 2nd and 5. Detmer pressured again and gets it off. Anderson's wide open for another first down. Into San Diego State territory and out of bounds at the 42-yard line. A pickup of 12.
Ty Detmer's the type quarterback. He can sit in the pocket 7 yards deep and just eat you apart if you're in his own defense. That's why they're going to try to bring pressure, crossing the lineman up in top. And you'll see Tyler Anderson, number 4. Great job of running the pass route. He fakes inside 3 steps and then comes back actually to the wide side of the field where Detmer was forced to roll.
Boy, it looked like he went out at the 44, but they gave him the 42. 1st and 10. Tui Pelotu stopped short of a first down at the 33-yard line. Again, it was Robert Griffith who was running with Tui Pelotu, and Griffith made the tackle.
And Griffith is one of their big play men on defense. Right now, he's had 3 balls caught underneath. Well, 2, 1 was dropped by Tui Pelotu. It's like he doesn't have enough confidence to get up there tight and covering him on those option routes. Man-to-man, it's tough. Nobody to help you on the inside.
2nd and 2. The toss to Willis. He goes down and appears to be short of a first down at the 32. Looks like he's short by about a half yard. Terrell Steen made the tackle.
Jamal Willis is number 29 is a kid that we should watch tonight. He's got a big body. With number 29, he looks like Eric Dickerson running the ball. You know, the big body, the pads all over him, good speed. 6.5-yard average. He runs like Dickerson.
He was the state high school player of the year in Nevada last year. He's a true freshman. He got a good spot on that play, but he is just short of the first down. Talking with Roger French, the offensive coordinator, and there's Roger, to LaVell Edwards left, about Jamal Willis. He said he's at the point right now where he doesn't quite understand everything, but he's coming on quickly, and by the time we get to a bowl game, he's going to be very scary for the opposition. Perhaps Jamal's there already. 3rd and inches. 7-6 San Diego State. They have still yet to play 4 minutes. Tui Pelotu tripped up at the line of scrimmage. This will be very close. Eric Duncan submarined him. That's a loss on the play. They are short. He lost about a half yard.
Detmer wanted to give it to Tui Pelotu over on the left side and hope for at least no penetration into the backfield. Eric Duncan, 92, the nose man in the 3-4. He was back there. Nice job.
They're going for it on 4th and a short 1. Detmer surges ahead, a flag down. A couple of flags down on the play. If the play stands, it's a first down for the Cougars. Gene Wirtz, the referee. Illegal motion against Brigham Young.
And if you're LaVell Edwards, you still probably consider going for it right here. Detmer looks like he's been in a boxing match. Got blood running over the left eyebrow. He's a tough man. One of the toughest players in the NCAA.
Illegal motion against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
You had the Holiday Bowl last year against A&M. He had both shoulders separated. I can't imagine the kid coming back after one separation and playing.
Separated his left shoulder in the first half against Texas A&M. Then left the game in the 3rd quarter when he separated his right shoulder, which required surgery in January. They're still going to go for it now on 4th and 6. The Aztecs show blitz, and again the Cougars move. Eric Drage started upfield prematurely. Lavelle might be better off punting now, and that's what Al Luginbill is looking across the field to see.
A little confusion by Detmer in the BYU's offense.
We have a dead ball. False start against the offense. The offensive player penetrated the neutral zone prior to the timeout.
And that's why he couldn't get back prior to the timeout. They're going to go ahead and punt, which is a wise move.
And Detmer is obviously going to need attention to that cut above his left eye. That's Robbie Bosco, the former standout BYU quarterback, now on the coaching staff. TC Wright waiting for the punt from Earl Kaufman. Kaufman was the first-team all-WAC punter last year. Good high punt. The question is, will it go into the end zone? The answer is yes. The Aztecs will get it at the 20. Following a 42-yard punt by Earl Kaufman. San Diego State with the ball and a 7-6 lead when we return to Jack Murphy Stadium.
Some folks will do when they catch somebody trashing Texas highways.
Don't mess with Texas.
During the commercial break, they have been tending to tie Detmer along the near sideline. We saw him on the telephone moments ago, and he has a very nasty cut above his left eye. The famous chicken is here tonight, and he is a San Diego State alum.
That can of spray that they were using on Detmer is trying to freeze that wound up to stop it from bleeding.
Let's meet the BYU defense. They were only on for one play the last time. Randy Brock is a freshman, redshirt at right tackle. Ken Schmidt, the defensive coordinator, says he has a chance to be a great player. Rocky Beagle, second leading tackler, provides great leadership at linebacker. And Tony Crutchfield, second-team all-WAC cornerback last year. He was burned for the touchdown by Scott on the Aztecs' only play from scrimmage. Marshall Fall gets the 22 for a gain of 2. Josh Arnold came up from his safety position to make the play.
Brigham Young will have to play gap control tonight. They have got to maintain discipline. If you've got backside support, you better stay at home, because this kid right here, he'll be in your britches before you know what's happening.
I'll tell you a lot more about the record-setting numbers of Marshall Fall, who's freshman running back, as the night goes along. Lowry looking to throw on 2nd and 8. And it's incomplete. Fans wanted a flag. There was none forthcoming. The pass was intended for Will Tate, number 83, sophomore from here in San Diego.
David Lowry will have to be patient now, and so will the San Diego State coaching staff. They can't just force everything deep. They need to work the entire field.
San Diego State with a 7-6 lead, 9.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. On 3rd and 8. Jumped off, intended for Falk. And the pass was behind him. So after an electrifying 74-yard touchdown pass on their first play of the night. This time the Aztecs go 3 plays and out. Jason Savorn is the punter.
Dave Lay, the offensive coordinator at State, said that he would script his first 6 plays to find out what adjustments that Brigham Young would make as a defensive ball club, and that has happened here so far.
Brad Clark leading the WAC in punt returns, and he's 11th in the nation. He'll watch this one bounce, and it is down by the Aztecs at the 40-yard line. A 38-yard punt by Savorn. And as you check scores from college football action around the country.
A lot of bold decisions were made today.
Well, you can sense after that electric opening that both teams and the crowd have settled in a bit. Everybody seems to have been catching their breath collectively over the last couple of minutes.
And that's good for San Diego State, as young as they are.
First and 10 from the 40-yard line. Again, they blitz, and it's dumped off to the tight end, Byron Rex. He has a gain of 5 out to the 45. Damon Pieri pushed him out of bounds. You can see the big bandage now over the cut above Ty's left eye.
That's in a tough position because as you get hit as a ball player, that helmet will keep moving up and down on your forehead. You're sweating, and it'll continue to rub that bandage all night, and hopefully, though, it won't continue to bleed on him.
On 2nd and 5. Detmer deep for the tight end, Rex. It's intercepted. Darrell Lewis still on his feet at midfield. A 20-yard interception return for Darrell Lewis.
Plenty of pass protection as he throws the ball deep. Watch how he watches the football. Darrell Lewis, number 9, goes up just like a wide receiver. Byron Rex, the tight end, could not come back and prevent the interception, and then an excellent job in running the football.
That's the first interception of his San Diego State career. First and 10. Lowry going deep. Collision in the secondary and no flags. And Al Luganville is irate. Along the far sideline, Patrick Rowe, the intended receiver, he appeared to get tangled up with a BYU defender, but there was no flag.
Patrick Rowe, he is tripped. That should have been pass interference. He was going for that was going to be a touchdown if he hadn't been tripped up.
You could see the official on that sideline looking at the ball. Wasn't even watching the play, it appeared. And I don't blame Al Luganville for being upset. It looked like a clear-cut case of pass interference. Now the draw with Marshall Faulk. He's in the BYU territory and down inside the 45-yard line for a gain of 5. Patrick Mitchell made the tackle. We showed you the graphic earlier. Detmer came into this ball game with 117 consecutive attempts without an interception.
If it weren't for the speed of Darrell Lewis able to close and converge on that ball, that's going to be a nice, beautiful pass.
Third down and a short 5. The Aztecs need to get just inside the 41-yard line. Looking for the quick hitter to Patrick Rowe. They give him the forward progress, and they will. It's a first down for San Diego State at the 39-yard line.
Luganville realizes the longer he keeps Ty Detmer on that bench nursing a wound on his eye, the better chance he has. Rowe is known for making the tough catch. The reason that was tough, he knew 24 Tony Crutchfield was going to come hit him in the back. Those are not easy to catch.
7-6, San Diego State with the lead. Still 7:50 to play in the first quarter. Lowry going to the end zone again for Darnay Scott. Through his hands and incomplete. He had beaten Patrick Mitchell And it really looks like the speed of Rowe and Scott, as you pointed out, is going to be a big problem for BYU. That's 3 times now an Aztec receiver has been in the clear behind the BYU secondary.
Anytime that David Lowry sees his men out there on the wide corners, one-on-one, he's going to air it out and throw it down there. We're talking about 6 inches for being a touchdown right there. Darnay Scott will eventually learn to make these catches, and his arms, if they had been fully extended, his hands were there.
On 2nd and 10, again the delay to Marshall Falk. Down the sideline, first down, San Diego State. He's out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Tony Crutchfield, the tackler.
Falk is a young man that bench pressed or leg pressed 980 pounds, and he never goes in the weight room, or hadn't up until that point. That power in the hips and in the thighs enables him to make those kind of drastic cuts and to get into the chest of would-be tacklers.
Just midway through the first quarter, the Aztecs on the move again. 1st and 10, just inside the 25-yard line. Back to the quick pass to Scott. He has it for another San Diego State first down at the 12-yard line. A 12-yard gain. Patrick Mitchell made the tackle.
That's Dave Lay, the offensive coordinator. He knows now he's got the corners on BYU scared. They're playing loose. Patrick Mitchell was very loose. Very good call by him. Run the 8-yard hook pattern. Suck them up, and all of a sudden, boom, you hit them deep.
From the 12 of BYU, 1st and 10. Falk. Inside the 10, tackled at the 9 in the arms of Shad Hansen.
San Diego State will go 2 tights, 2 tight ends a number of times tonight. Nothing fancy about their play calling. They're going to zone block it, stretch the defense, and allow Falk to make the cutbacks or the decisions. They'll run the OT counter. They'll bring the backside tackle and guard and try to help create some holes by trap blocking.
2nd and 7. Marshall Falk now 4 carries for 25 yards. The pass is caught. And out of bounds is Keith Williams. Close to a first down at the 2. He appears to have the first down inside the 2-yard line, and it was Patrick Mitchell who prevented the 2nd touchdown pass of the night by David Lowry.
The book on Lowry is that he doesn't have an extremely strong arm, but this is a very nice finesse pass. Tough to throw. It allowed Williams to continue running, catch the football, and get across for the first down.
1st and goal from the 2. Williams just a sophomore. As you can tell, it is a very young San Diego State team. Lowry asking for quiet. Marshall Falk. No signal yet. Touchdown. Trackus. Adds the extra point.
San Diego State's offensive line, 6'3½", 295 on the average. BYU's defensive line, 6'4", only 263. This is power football. Come out, match up with somebody, drive, block, fault, keep your legs moving, and you get across the end zone line.
They ran behind Joe Hines, number 66. 20th touchdown of the season for Marshall Falk, the true freshman from New Orleans. You might have read the nice article about him this week in Sports Illustrated that chronicled his development into an outstanding college football player. He came from a very tough neighborhood in New Orleans. And for a while, football was the furthest thing from his mind. He admits that he, from time to time, would get in trouble when he was a young man, but his high school football coach convinced him that he had a bright future if he would stick with football and stay out of trouble, and here he is setting all kinds of records as a true freshman. A Big East doubleheader for you next Saturday in our presentation of CFA football. At 4 o'clock, Craig and I will be at the Carrier Dome in Syracuse for number 17, Syracuse against West Virginia. Then Miami, now number 2, but you have to think that'll be number 1 after their win today at Florida State against an improving Boston College team at 7:30 Eastern Time. Brad Clark, Eric Mortensen waiting for the kickoff from Andy Trackus. It is 14-6 San Diego State with 6:16 to play in the first quarter. If you're in the Eastern Time Zone, put on a pot of coffee and stay up late with us. I have a feeling you won't regret it. Mortensen thought about bringing it out, but decided to put the knee down 1 yard deep. So the Cougars will begin at the 20. 9 plays, 50 yards, 240 the time. An impressive mix of the pass and run, Craig.
And that's what Luganville wants. He wants to have 50-50. He says, I know that everybody believes that San Diego State is an aerial assault. We have that capability. But if we're throwing the ball 40-50 times in a game, something bad is happening to us.
Denver out of the shotgun on 1st and 10 from the 20. He throws underneath. It is caught by Mortensen with some room outside. He's thrown out of bounds at the 42-yard line. A gain of 22. Damon Pieri threw him out of bounds.
Right now, Brigham Young is crossing, a lot of crossing patterns underneath. They do not have the foot speed that San Diego State's wide receivers row has, or Darnay Scott, but they're very disciplined and good underneath. And as long as San Diego State is dropping deep in coverage and allowing it, Detmer will take advantage of it.
Again, Mortensen and Tui Pelotu in the backfield with Detmer. Here come the Aztecs on the blitz. Again, Detmer trying to run away from it. And he's thrown down back at the 28-yard line by Terrell Steen.
San Diego State will continue to mix the blitz and drop into man, drop into zone. They come up the middle this time. Detmer, as he gets around to the right side, just enough pressure from 42 Terrell Steen to not allow Detmer to let the ball go. Not often is it that you'll see Detmer eat a football.
He did that time for a loss of 14. 2nd and 24. Detmer for Valdez, incomplete. Darrell Lewis with help from Eric Sutton on the coverage. Here's Sutton, another true freshman playing tonight. And Lewis was also there. Lewis had the interception moments ago, and Barry Lamb, the defensive coordinator, said Lewis was the best player on defense for San Diego State last week against Colorado State.
The problem with throwing a big rainbow pass like that was there is it allowed number 9, Darrell Lewis, to come over and make the play. And that's going to have to continue to happen tonight. Those free safeties for San Diego State have got to be active.
A little bit of confusion as the officials concur.
Please disregard the flag. No flag, no flag.
I'd say that's anticipation by a referee. He just had that feeling that something was going to happen.
He had the itchy trigger finger. 3rd and 24. From their own 28-yard line. Just a 4-man rush this time. And Detmer's pass is too long. Looking for Micah Matsuzaki. Roger French, the offensive coordinator, told us during the week if Detmer has one weakness, he does not throw the deep ball particularly well, and we've seen that a couple of times already.
The touchdown pass early in the game, the first series to Jamal Willis backside. That's about as far as Detmer can be effective without taking a chance. 18 yards inside, extremely effective. Maybe as good as any college quarterback to ever play the game.
Kaufman to punt. San Diego State leads 14-6. Short, wobbly kick. T.C. Wright from his own 41. Couldn't get outside. Excellent tackle by Justin Yarrow, a backup linebacker. Flag down on the return. It was just a 31-yard punt for Kaufman.
If you're a young ball club, clipping on punt returns is something that will happen to you. Luganville's going to have to deal with that tonight. Mistakes by the team, but can't make that.
Clipping gets the return team during the run. 15-yard penalty. First down.
You can't afford to do that when you're going to have good field position. You can see that. That block there was not going to do any good.
Chad Provençal guilty of the clip. Penalty moves the Aztecs back to their own 23-yard line. Marshall Falk across the 25 and down at the 27. Rocky Beagle made the tackle. Falk put himself on the college football map, if you will. The Aztecs' second game of the season here at Jack Murphy Stadium on September 14th against Pacific, when Falk set the NCAA record for most yards rushing in a game, 386 on 37 carries. He scored 7 touchdowns.
One game. That's one game. A record all the way.
Lowry to the near side to Falk. He has a first down out at the 36-yard line. Scott Giles made the tackle. Detmer still nursing his wound along the near sideline.
The reason they threw the ball over that time to Falk, they put Patrick Rowe to the left, they put Falk out next to him, so all the attention immediately goes to your All-American receiver Rowe. That leaves one-on-one option time between Marshall Falk and a linebacker. He's going to make that play every day.
On 1st and 10, the toss to Falk. And he's thrown down after a short game. Josh Arnold up from his safety position. Randy Brock, number 97, also there. It's a gain of 2.
Falk cracked those ribs early on, had a ruptured lung, cracked or a hole in his lung. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so he's having to wear this collapsed lung. Thank you very much there, Dr. McDonough. Dr. Punch, where are you? That's what he's wearing now, the old flak jacket.
Fractured ribs and a collapsed lung. Wayne Pittman has replaced Falk, and his first carry goes out to the 45, about a yard short of the first down. Like Falk, Pittman is a true freshman as Roger French huddles with his offense on the BYU sideline.
Mick Carson Leomidi, number 71, 360 pounds, just jumps all over the man. Look at the leg drive. The coaches at State say that he's got his great feet. Could run point guard on a basketball team, and at 360 pounds, can you imagine him running a basketball team?
No. Pittman up and over for the first down. Out to the 48-yard line. Pittman became the starter when Falk was injured and missed 3.5 games. Pittman had 2 100-yard rushing games during that time, and Falk showed his sense of humor when he said, "I just got here and I'm a has-been already."
Al Luganville, though, he says we need to have 4 good running backs in this offense. We're going to put the ball in the ground 40, 45 times, and guys are going to get beat up.
San Diego State with a 14-6 lead. Lowry with a play-action fake. Has Rowe behind the defense again, and he dropped it. Patrick Rowe was open at the 10, but he could not make the catch. He had burned both Crutchfield and Arnold.
Rowe down here to the left side of the screen, number 1. He just outruns everybody. Number 20, Josh Arnold, cannot allow to get beat. 24, Crutchfield tries to come back now. The knock on Rowe is that he does not concentrate on the easy catch. He has to go back, see that ball into his tummy, and just make sure that he makes the reception.
Falk driven back. He gained 1 at most. Tony Crutchfield came up from his corner to make the play on Falk.
We've seen the bomb, in essence, here 4 times. Darnay Scott with a big 74-yard touchdown. They've thrown out a row a couple of 3 times, and they've been behind the secondary of BYU all night.
You would think it would not be long before Coach Luganville goes back to that, as Edwards' team has not proven they can stop it. Less than 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. 14-6, San Diego State. 3rd and 10, and it's dumped off. Falk with some work to do. He won't get the first down. Knocked out of bounds by Rocky Beagle. And Falk favoring his left arm, it appeared, as he got up, still dangling that arm a bit.
Not a good sign when you go down and you're hurt that quickly. That's the beauty of their offense right now. Everybody had dropped off deep, and they were able to throw it underneath to Falk.
Jason Savorn to punt to Brad Clark. Bouncing inside the 5, and the Aztecs will down it at the 2-yard line. Eric Duncan ran down, normally a defensive lineman, showing his speed to bat it back onto the field to play and keep it out of the end zone, and it was downed at the 2.
92 Duncan, heads up play, absolutely great. I mean, you get down there, you know you're not going to be able to stop, especially when you're 270, 80 pounds. How are you going to come to a stop? And now you got to go back and play defense.
They spotted the ball at the 3. Chewy Pelotu and Willis, the backfield behind Detmer. Chewy Pelotu out to the 4 for a gain of 1. Kind of a slow developing running play when you're backed up against the shadow of your own end zone.
The reason it's so tough to defend the draw trap, they did a nice job that time, but all night long, if you're rushing Ty Detmer, you're worried about getting into the backfield, getting vertically up the field, and all of a sudden, the next thing you know, the lineman has stopped, there's somebody ear-holing you, and the trap is successful that way.
2nd and 9 as we approach 1 minute remaining in a most eventful first quarter. Detmer looking to throw out of the end zone. He throws it away. Incomplete. Chewy Pelotu was in the area. Well, that was dangerously close to an intentional grounding call.
Teams that have good foot speed on defense and can put pressure on Detmer have been successful. Right now you're seeing 54 Ty Morrison. A lot of people getting into the backfield and disrupting the natural rhythm that Detmer is so used to.
Number 90, Ramondo Stallings, had the original pressure on Detmer. Now facing 3rd and 9. He runs away from the pressure. Morrison in pursuit. Deep ball to an open receiver. Matsuzaki. Caught from behind at the 31-yard line. Eric Sutton saved a touchdown. It's a gain of 65.
An excellent play call by Brigham Young. They knew the blitz would be coming to the inside. So by doing that, you'll see 14 Detmer get around the pocket, get to the outside, and a nice block by the outside man, Peter Tuipulotu. Now you go down deep, and you've got your receiver. Not a good job by 23 Gary Taylor of covering. But it's all a result of the nice start off by rolling out of the pocket.
That's the longest pass play for BYU this year, 65-yard gain. Chewy Pelotu tripped up at the line of scrimmage by Taraj Smith, number 98. Smith, an example of the philosophy on defense for San Diego State. He was recruited as a linebacker. Came to the program weighing only about 215 pounds, but they like to get agile guys with quickness and bulk them up and make them down linemen.
It's like their center, Kevin Macon, number 64, a former fullback.
That is the end of the first quarter. The score, San Diego State 14 and BYU 6.
I'm the youngest guy in the office. I've been there the shortest time yet.
Returning home from a Saturday night out, this game is for the WAC championship and the automatic berth in the Holiday Bowl. Ty Detmer looking at 2nd and 11 from the 32-yard line of San Diego State. Underneath and caught. Matsuzaki with a first down for the Cougars at the 20. Eric Sutton made the tackle. A gain of 12.
Once again, the underneath coverage. Eric Drage, number 18, goes up the field. Eric Sutton, 24, only a freshman, was not able to come back inside and adjust to Matsuzaki going back to the middle of the field.
He was a 2-time All-State player in high school in Hawaii. First and 10 from the 20. Detmer, man open, Valdez, touchdown BYU. BYU 20-yard touchdown pass. And Valdez is slow to get up following his 4th TD reception of the year.
BYU had taken motion across the field away from Nadi Valdez. That put him in a nice situation with 24 Sutton at the free safety that you can barely see at the top of your screen. He rolled over to take care of the man that had gone in motion. That left the one-on-one play with Sutton. Detmer knew that he was going to have Nadi Valdez on a freshman backside.
Detmer has added to his NCAA record of 34 consecutive games with at least 1 touchdown pass, and looked like it was the left shoulder or collarbone of Valdez that he's been grabbing for since he hit the turf. Now the question is, will they go for 2 against Al Luganbill's defense to tie up the score right here? And it appears they will, as Detmer is still on the field. They're going for 2 to tie the game. It's 14-12 at the moment. Full house backfield. Clark shifted out. And they get the 2 points with the pass to Mark Atuaya. He's another true freshman playing in this game tonight. Atuaya with the 2-pointer from Detmer. And we have a new game. The Cougars and Aztecs tied at 14. Toyota dealer and their quality line of 1992 cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. And by U.S. Air. Every time we fly, everywhere we go, everything we do, U.S. Air begins with you. You see the ice on the left shoulder or collarbone of Nadi Valdez. They're going to take him in for x-rays, we are told. He's a junior from Mission, Texas. His touchdown reception and the 2-point conversion has tied the game. Good kickoff. Darnay Scott will down it. 97 yards on the drive for BYU. The big play, the 65-yard pass to Matsuzaki.
And I think on that play, we were able to see that Detmer really doesn't have the arm strength to just let it go down the field. Matsuzaki had to wait. The defender was 5 or 6 yards behind him. Could have been a touchdown. And a long one at that.
First and 10 for the Aztecs, working from their own 20. Falk shifted out to leave the backfield empty. And they're going for Marshall Falk. He is open. Touchdown, San Diego State, 80 yards. Andy Trackus. The extra point is good. He just did sneak it through. So the Cougars continue to have trouble with the long bomb. Marshall Falk covered by a linebacker, and he exploited it.
There's no way that the linebacker can cover him. Scott Giles, number 47, an extreme mismatch. Falk has the 10-3, 10-4, 100-meter speed that Patrick Rowe and Darnay Scott have. Shows a lot of good decision-making capabilities by number 11, David Lowry, realizing that he's got Falk on a linebacker.
So that's twice the Aztecs have scored on the first play of a possession with the long pass. The first play from scrimmage for San Diego State tonight, they scored on a 74-yarder from Lowry to Darnay Scott. That one 80 yards, Lowry to Falk.
And Brigham Young has yet to get deeper than the pass. Their secondary has got to retreat, get on their horses, and what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of opportunity underneath to Falk, Patrick Rowe, Darnay Scott.
We're 39 seconds into the second quarter, and already 35 points on the board. Eric Mortensen. Good return. Finally out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Zach Stokes knocked him out.
Trying to get a little breather over here on the sidelines for Falk. He's put in a day's work for most tailbacks in this country. Football's a game of speed. If you can't run, it's like playing with your hand tied behind your back.
And we saw in this very stadium last December that the team speed of Texas A&M gave the Cougars all they could handle in the Holiday Bowl, as the Aggies rolled with 65-14 win. Detmer looking deep, instead has to dump it off, incomplete. Intended for the tight end Byron Rex. Good coverage on the play by Chris Johnson. Now let's take a look at the Army storyline. Ty Detmer already working on a big night, as is Marshall Falk. You were out at Miramar this afternoon billing this game as battle of two top guns, and both top guns are operating.
Detmer is extremely effective. You know that he's going to be productive in a ball game. Falk, he's showing that he's going to be consistent and come out and perform every night.
On 2nd and 10. Detmer going deep for Drage. Flag thrown. Definitely pass interference against Gary Taylor. He had Drage by the shirt, and the officials did not miss it.
San Diego State came with a blitz. Now, if you're going to blitz, you better get the Ty Detmer. Even though he doesn't have swift-footed wide receivers, they can still run well.
They'll call it defensive holding. And there was no doubt about this one, as Taylor grabbed the shirt of Drage and started to spin him around.
Gary Taylor has been fighting a pulled groin muscle. And when you get one-on-one with somebody like Drage or any wide receiver and you've got a bad groin, it's tough to do. You know that the clock's ticking, if the ball's coming, you reach out to save the touchdown.
Ball now the 39-yard line of BYU. 21-14, San Diego State with the lead. Again, they run to the lane with Tui Pelotu. He's out to the 44 for a pickup of 5. Robert Griffith and Chris Johnson combined to make the play.
By number 15, Chris Johnson.
Brigham Young coaches feel that Peter Tui Pelotu will have the potential to be a good football player in the NFL. A solid man all around, can play the special teams. And that delayed draw trap, he's got to be consistent with that. He's got to have good vision and allow that tackle and guard to get over there and make their blocks. It makes a big difference in the way they can run their offense here.
2nd and 5. They fake the draw. Flag down. Pass caught. Rex spins away from Johnson. Has a first down in Aztec territory at the 42-yard line. Let's check out the flag. Flag thrown by the umpire back toward the line of scrimmage. And it's a hold against the Cougars.
Brigham Young was playing off of the draw trap. They faked it that time, and it gives just enough time for that tackle to come around to the outside and block for the quarterback.
10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Catch all the NFL action Sundays on ESPN. Join Chris Berman and company for the most comprehensive NFL preview show on television. It's game day at noon Sunday. Then see the best recap in television on NFL primetime at 7 p.m. only on ESPN. Followed tomorrow night at 8 Eastern time by Cleveland and Houston. Second down, 15. Cougars working from their own 35. Detmer deep. Anderson wide open. First down BYU at the Aztec 26. And if he could have kept his footing, it would have been a touchdown. It's a gain of 34 for Tyler Anderson.
You saw in the inside that Detmer went to an audible. And he knew that he had a freshman out there. It's the same play we saw earlier. They are not doing a good job on San Diego State's defense of taking the man that goes inside. One's got to come off. 23 Taylor got crisscrossed with a crossing man and couldn't come up with the right receiver.
Check that to a gain of 39 for BYU. And they're in business at the 26. Jamal Willis threw a big hole. Thrown down at the 11-yard line. Another first down for the Cougars. That's a gain of 16. Damon Pierre was the touchdown saver.
We mentioned the big man there, 6'3", 210, 15 pounds, still growing. And a really nice job of following his blocker. You'll see Brian May, 72, come over and just kicks out on the linebacker. An excellent job there. Get all you can. 29, when the free safety makes the tackle, you know you've been successful in the running play.
From the 11, they go back to Willis, and the safety, Chris Johnson, throwing for a loss. Back to the 16-yard line. That's a loss of 5 on the play.
The big size difference. Brigham Young's offensive line, they're up there at 295 pounds, and you've got that smaller defensive line. You've got to come with something different. The strong safety 15, Johnson, comes with a blitz from the inside of the tackles blocking the tight end. And that's the way you're able to beat those linemen. Touche could not get out there and block it.
11.5 minutes to play in the first half. 21-14, San Diego State. 2nd and 15 from the 16. To the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Matsuzaki. The coverage from John Lewis.
Really a nice pass by Detmer. He knew he had man-to-man coverage out there with Matsuzaki. You come in inside with the blitz, man-to-man John Lewis. He's been picked on for several weeks now, but you got to make that play. You've got to watch the football into your hands. Nope, there's no excuse for that.
Imagine what the score would be if all the balls that should have been caught tonight were caught. Looking at John Lewis, who is the adopted son of the legendary boxing champion Joe Lewis. 3rd and 15. And whistle stopped the play. There was movement prior to the snap. Looked like some of the Cougar offensive linemen were backing out of their stances.
Good ball. Ball start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
We mentioned about what the score might be had everybody caught all the passes, but I believe that in the WAC conference, when you throw the ball as much as these teams do, you're going to have some balls dropped just out of percentage. When you're airing it out that much, somebody's bound to make a bad.
Well, I would maintain there have been too high a percentage of drops to this point with some of the catchable balls that have not been taken in. Third and 20 from the 21. And it's incomplete. Thrown short of Matsuzaki. Well, the play was well covered by Gary Taylor. And the field goal team will come on. Earl Kaufman is just 4 of 7. He hasn't tried many field goals this year. Joe Evans, the holder. This will be a field goal try of 37 yards. Kaufman is just 1 of 4 from between 30 and 39 this year. This one is right down the middle. The senior from Universal City, Texas, cuts the Aztec lead to 21-17.
Amore baciami, 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 e forte stringimi, stringimi, stringimi. Mi piace stare racchiusa in te nel tuo tepore.
San Diego State with a 4-point lead. Still 11:08 to play till halftime. And it's time now for our weekly presentation of the Toyota Leadership Award. Today's winners are from San Diego State University, Damon Pieri, a junior from Glendale, Arizona. Damon has accompanied Coach Al Luganville as he speaks to school and youth groups over the past year. And from Brigham Young University, Ty Detmer, the senior from San Antonio, Texas. Ty was a participant in the Fiesta Bowl Drug Awareness Program. He was presented the Dale Rex Award for the person who contributed the most to amateur athletics in Utah. And he has spoken to over 100 civic and youth groups about the environment. Toyota is pleased to donate $1,000 to each player's school and their general scholarship funds.
He's still nursing that cut over his left eyebrow.
Earl Kaufman will kick off. Darnay Scott in the middle of the 3. Aztecs back deep. A short kick. Scott bottled it and was tripped up by his own man. And the Aztecs will begin at their own 17-yard line. Larry Maxey tried to help Scott after he dropped the ball to the turf, but he wound up tripping Scott in the process. A scoring drive for Brigham Young, which resulted in the 37-yard field goal by Kaufman. Earlier this year, Kaufman had arthroscopic knee surgery on the Monday prior to the Colorado State game. That game was a Thursday night contest on ESPN, and he still went out and punted in that game just 3 days after the surgery. Ball got away from Giles. Now has running room. .21 yards on a play that looked to be going nowhere.
He turns a mistake into a big-time play. He needs to stay inside this block. He should have gone inside number 47, Scott Giles. And then he shows what great athletes and running backs have the ability to do. Turn the corner, turn big plays. That's a defensive coordinator's nightmare.
Rocky Beagle made the tackle. Falk with 55 yards rushing on 9 carries. He's been replaced by Pittman, and Wayne Pittman is out to the 44. With 10.5 minutes left in the half, these two teams have combined for 450 yards passing. That's just the passing yardage. Brigham Young has passed for 255, and San Diego State 195.
Pretty good little pace they've established.
They've combined for 92 yards on the ground. Almost 550 yards in total offense with 10 minutes to play in the half. Lowry, good play action fake. Going deep for Patrick Rowe. He has it at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal, Aztecs. yards.
Patrick Rowe simply just outruns everybody. The play action pass up the middle draws the linebackers in. Brigham Young's secondary tried to get deep. You see Lowry hesitate a little bit. Patrick Rowe, what an outstanding catch. That's as good as you'll see in the entire country.
They spotted him down at the 4. First and goal. Fall. Touchdown. Third touchdown of the night for Marshall Faulk. Point try by Andy Trackus. It's good. Coach Edwards and the Cougars find themselves trailing by 11.
This is the play that set up the touchdown run by Marshall Faulk. Patrick Rowe, number 1, he had just completely outrun the secondary of Brigham Young. The concentration on this ball is incredible. Running that fast and keeping your eye on the football is tremendous. Great athlete. Now you'll see number 63, the right guard, pull around, Jim Jennings, and Faulk follows him. Disciplined by both the guard and your running back, number 28.
I would say Coach Luganville's scouting report about Rowe was right on the money. He said he'll drop the easy one occasionally, but he'll make the hard catch just about every time. He's done that tonight.
There's some offense sitting on that bench.
153 yards all told for Marshall Faulk. 59 yards rushing, 94 receiving. Trackus with a short kickoff. Mortensen started at the 14. He got buried at the 27-yard line. Buried on the play by Mark Roberts, number 50, a backup linebacker.
San Diego State needs to make sure that they control their enthusiasm. Young ball clubs can't afford to become overexcited and get penalties against them.
Notice the time of the drive, 1 minute 39 seconds. 4 touchdowns tonight for San Diego State. Their longest scoring drive was 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Had scoring drives of 1 play, 75 yards and 13 seconds. 1 play, 80 yards and 10 seconds. Detmer with plenty of running room. San Diego State secondary was in man-to-man coverage, and Detmer rumbled all the way out to the 48-yard line. A gain of 22.
This is one way that you can negate good, tight man-to-man coverage. Once you get into the pocket, the clock runs out. 3 seconds, 3.3. You get out of there. You take off and you run. Detmer's got good foot speed. No problem at all for him, and that's going to really put a lot of pressure on those rushing ends and tackles to make sure they stay in their lanes.
Ty Detmer has just broken another NCAA record. That was his 22nd play from scrimmage tonight. He now has been involved in 1,724 plays for his career, breaking the record held previously by Todd Santos, former San Diego State quarterback. Detmer working on Griffith, and the ball is dropped by Tui Pelotu. He made a good adjustment to the pass, but then could not handle it.
Right now, what he's trying to talk to these men about is getting deep in the secondary. And they probably want to say, hey, coach, you know, give me some help. Let's blitz our outside linebackers, our inside linebackers. Let's get to them and force Lowry to disrupt his rhythm. Help me out, coach. I don't have the wheels that Rowe and Darnay Scott have.
2nd and 10. San Diego State has an 11-point lead. Detmer hits Willis out of the backfield. He runs away from Roberts, then Roberts trips him up from behind but not before Jamal Willis picked up a first down for the Cougars at the 39-yard line of San Diego State, a 14-yard gain.
Anytime on any ball club that you can get a running back hooked up with a linebacker, number 50, the linebacker Roberts on the left side of your screen, he's going over there man-to-man. Detmer realizes this. Nice job of running the out pattern. It's an option all the way. Mark Roberts, number 50, has got to get out there in the flat with him.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line. 8.5 minutes to play in the first half. The draw play. Chewy Pelotu through a big hole. Tripped up at the 31-yard line, a gain of 8. Darrell Lewis made the tackle.
San Diego State will blitz. They're going to gamble. It's going to pay off, and it's going to cost them, as it always does if you're a blitzing team. That time, number 43, Lou Foster, the middle linebacker, blitz. He went to the wrong side. The draw trap went to the right, and you've got your 8-9-yard gain.
But really, Al Luganville has no choice on defense, because with his inexperienced team, if he sits back and plays passively, Ty Detmer will pick him apart.
Correct.
On 2nd and 2, Willis, the cutback, and he is close to a first down at the 29-yard line. George Glaze made the tackle.
Ball carrier, number 29, Jamal Willis.
Lavelle Edwards and the Cougars, it's almost like this is a home away from home from them. They've been in the Holiday Bowl so many times. They don't have the crowd behind them, but they know what to expect here.
They want a timeout. We asked Coach Edwards the other day if he'd like to go someplace else for a change. Does he ever get tired of coming to the Holiday Bowl? He said, we love it here. We would sign a lifetime contract to come to the Holiday Bowl if we could.
And it is a good bowl game.
It sure is. Timeout called by BYU, a 3rd and inches the situation. Exactly midway through the second quarter, 28-17 San Diego State.
By staying here, you have a chance for the BYU coaches on defense to make the adjustments with their ball players.
Coming up, the Jaguars Sports Center halftime report with John Saunders. John will give you all the details of the battle for number 1 today in Tallahassee between Miami and Florida State. And we'll also have the night's NBA highlights, including the game between the New York Knicks and the San Antonio Spurs. That's coming up at halftime. Al Luganville was out of coaching prior to becoming the head coach at San Diego State. For 3 years, he was an assistant athletic director. And he said he was a bit surprised when Fred Miller, the athletic director, approached him about taking over when Denny Stoltz was fired. Previously, Al Luganville had been the defensive coordinator for 7 years at Arizona State under Frank Cush and Darrell Rogers. He said, I thought my career had taken an entirely different direction. I was planning on staying in administration, but he's back in coaching. What a great job he's doing.
I'd say he was pretty smart. You go into the front office, you make the adjustments, build a nice weight room, and then take the head job.
A 32,000 square foot facility that has really helped recruit football players. 3rd and less than a yard. Chewy Pelotu didn't get there. Stuffed by Lou Foster.
.43 Lou Foster, nicknamed Singletary. They say he plays with the same kind of intensity as all-pro linebacker Mike Singletary. He filled the hole like Big Mike does.
He's in his 2nd year at San Diego State after 2 years at De Anza Junior College in San Jose. The Cougars will go for him 4th and 1 at the 30. They trail by 11. Detmer dumps it off, incomplete. Looking for Drage. Griffith had the coverage. Drage was looking for a flag. He's still looking for a flag.
He's going to find a flag on him in a minute. What he's complaining about is they went with the crossing pattern that they've been successful with tonight. He's saying that he was held up. One way that you can do that, lower right-hand part of your frame, see if we can come in and see if he was being held from behind. Had his hands on his back. Looked like Drage had the right judgment.
Nonetheless, the throw looked to be behind him anyway. Pass complete. Lowry to Patrick Rowe. And that's short of a first down out to the 37. A gain of 7. Drage in a rage at the moment.
I'd say that's wanting to make sure you make all the catches you can. That's intensity there.
Second and 3. Marshall Faulk. Close to a first down as he got just across the 40-yard line.
First down.
Drawing up what needs to happen. They're talking about the blitz right now. It's coming from the middle. Lou Foster, 43. They'll let them know what's going on. Roger French, the offensive coordinator, has got to make those adjustments. And good teams can go to the sideline, understand the coach, and then correct themselves when they go back in the next series.
They are measuring, and the Aztecs have the first down.
And it's a two-way conversation. He needs to be able to trust in the knowledge of those linemen to tell him, Coach, hey, here's what's really happening out there. Communication on the bench. You can't say enough about it or how important it is.
On the draw, Falk thrown for a loss. He could not get out of the backfield. Jarrett Levitt, the linebacker, first to hit Falk. Chad Hansen also in on the play.
With that two tight end offense, San Diego State has put the fear of the running game in them. Yet you almost fear for the defensive backs in Brigham Young. At any moment, Rowe or Darnay Scott will take off deep for you against them.
On 2nd and 11, quick pass caught for a very short gain. Marshall Faulk out to the 42-yard line. Josh Arnold made the tackle.
When you ask the coaching staff to describe Marshall Faulk, and you did that, we did that, they said, hey, I can't put into words the kind of talent that he has. It's incredible. They were speechless. Offensive coordinator Dave Lay says, I've been around some great ones, and I'd put him right up there better than any of them.
3rd and 8. Lowry dumped by Randy Brock, the redshirt freshman from Rexburg, Idaho. Got Lowry back at the 34-yard line, and the Aztecs will be forced to punt.
You'll see Randy Brock, number 97, a little crossing pattern down at the bottom. He breaks through from number 71, Carson Leomiti. If you get to the quarterback, it's usually because of second effort.
Short, wobbly kick, but Saborn got a great roll. Brad Clark wants to go out of bounds inside the 23. Wound up as a 44-yard punt with no return. And Lowry goes to the telephone. He entered spring practice in a virtual dead heat. Let's listen, if we can, what he said. Well, of course, he turned away from the microphone as soon as we said it.
All right. All right. Okay.
Well, whatever they told him, he agreed with it. Dumps it off. Willis wide open, and he has the first down for the Cougars out to the 35. Started to say that David Lowry came into spring practice in a virtual dead heat for the starting job with Cree Morris, who's also a sophomore, but Lowry's chances were hindered when he was involved in a fraternity brawl just prior to spring practice. He broke his jaw, lost 25 pounds, could only throw for the last couple of days of spring practice. As a result, Morris was the starter at the beginning of this year, but he was ineffective and replaced by Lowry in the 4th game.
I used to play with a hothead quarterback named Jim Bob Taylor. That son of a gun would fight you in a New York second.
Here comes Mortensen with plenty of running room. And Eric Mortensen has a first down for BYU out to the Cougar 48-yard line. 13 yards on the game. We hope you'll join us Wednesday on ESPN for NCAA basketball with the NIT preseason tournament. Catch first-round action with James Madison at Georgia Tech at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. West Virginia and Kentucky at 9 Eastern. We'll cover the tournament all the way through to the championship game at New York's Madison Square Garden on Friday, November 29th. Great to see basketball back on ESPN with the tip-off classic in Springfield last night. He was looking for Drage, and Gary Taylor knocked it down.
Broken up by number 23, Gary Taylor.
One of the problems with San Diego State's secondary is that they have absolutely no depth. They get fatigued. The fourth quarter will be a telling factor for them. You'll see a crossing pattern happen on the left side of your screen. He would have come clean and been wide open to the wide side of the field. That's what Detmer wanted to go to.
And Sal Luganville was noting yesterday, depth in the secondary so important, particularly in the WAC, where there's a lot of passing teams. You play against great receivers, and in several instances you play in stadiums at very high altitude. Detmer looking for Drage. He's open. Couldn't get it. Had to twist and turn a couple of times, and it went through his hands. Eric Sutton had the coverage. Ty now 14 of 26 for 282 yards with 3:18 left of the half. He's thrown 2 touchdown passes and has been intercepted once.
Those numbers certainly support the fact that he is playing better this year than last season. Much better in his execution. You'll see a lot of pressure come underneath. Tight coverage inside, then back to the outside, and Ty truthfully should have made that throw a little bit better.
3rd and 10. The Cougars 1 for 5 on 3rd down tonight. Aztecs were showing blitz, then drop back. Just a 3-man rush. Matsuzaki's open. And the ball was late getting there, and Pieri knocked it away. Flag thrown in the offensive backfield. It's a holding call. That will likely be declined, setting up 4th and 10 and a punt.
Offense. Penalties declined. 4th down.
San Diego State with a 28-17 lead with 3:09 to play in the half, and Earl Kaufman will punt for the 3rd time. T.C. Wright is waiting for it. Under a heavy rush, a good high punt. Fair catch made by Wright at the 18-yard line. A 34-yard punt and no return. And this is more than enough time for the Aztecs to go the length of the field, as we have seen on 4 occasions tonight. Lowry and company with the quick strike capability.
Well, either one of these offenses, it can go down the field in less than 15 seconds.
And in fact, they have on a couple of occasions tonight. For a short gain to the 21 to the backup tight end, Judd Raychow, the senior from Chula Vista, California, just outside San Diego. He's had a busy career. Started his career as a tight end, moved to the offensive line for 2 years, then played some defensive line. Now he's back at tight end.
Pickup of 3 yards.
The starter there, number 89, Rayro, they say maybe the most underrated player on their ball club.
The same barber.
I was going to bust on you, and I
Lowry going deep. Is he open? Darnay Scott. See you later. He caught a 74-yard touchdown pass on the Aztecs' first play of the night.
teammate could get tired having to chase these wide receivers down to the end zone every other series and congratulate them on 80-yard touchdowns.
Andy Trackus makes it 35-17. San Diego State. Second touchdown reception of the night for Darnay Scott. He's caught 3 balls in all for 166 yards, and it was Patrick Mitchell who fell down.
We talk a lot about the speed of Scott and Rowe, but you should give a lot of praise to David Lowry. It is extremely hard to throw the bomb pass like that. It takes touch, timing.
Lowry's now 12 for 17 for 341 yards. BYU has passed for 281 yards on 14 of 27 by Detmer. The two teams have combined to rush for 137 yards. And our statistician, Tony Burke's going to need a new calculator at halftime.
It is only the second quarter. And don't ever think that BYU and Ty Detmer will not come back. There'll be a lot of points scored by the Cougars before this thing's over with.
Lavelle Edwards, among other things, has watched his secondary give up touchdown passes of 75, 80, and 79 yards. The 75 and 79 yarders went to Scott, the 80 to Marshall Fall. And still plenty of time for BYU to answer the score. Trackus. Line drive kickoff. And he had to get onto a knee to field it, did Brad Clark. So the Cougars will begin with poor field position at the 11-yard line.
A lot of big years ahead for San Diego State. And you've got him, Wayne Pittman, David Lowry, Darnay Scott. That's why Al Luganville said that he feels that he is on the verge of being truly capable of winning the WAC year in and year out.
With 2:44 to play in the half, these two teams have combined for 753 yards in total offense. Jamal Willis tripped up after a gain of 1. Lou Foster in on the stop, and at the bottom of the pile it was Sebastian Glaze, number 93.
He's got those walking shoes on, doesn't he?
He is as intense a coach as you'll see in college football on the sideline. He said he knows it.
A good man.
Yes, he is.
Very cordial, very polite.
Detmer has Drage open. He has the catch out to the 46-yard line. So back come the Cougars with 1:57 to play in the half. That gain is 35 yards.
When you get good pass protection, it allows you to run a pass play like this. Up, out, 3 steps, up the field. That requires a lot of time, more than normal, mostly about 4 seconds. You're usually given 3. That allowed him to make that out and up move.
Injured lineman on the play is Tom Ladd. While we have a moment, we want to send our condolences along to the Ladd family. Coach Lavelle Edwards last night telling us that Tom Ladd's cousin, Sam Ladd, who played on the lacrosse team at BYU, which is a club program, was killed earlier this week in a car accident while returning from a lacrosse game in California. 2 young men, including Sam Ladd, were killed in that accident. And our condolences certainly to the Ladd family back in Maryland. Good to see Tom Ladd back on his feet along the BYU sideline. They had him flexing his left leg. Here's Tom, a 24-year-old senior who served a church mission to Thailand for a couple of years. A minute 48 to play in the half. Detmer with the blitz coming, throws, and it's dropped. A little bit low, but again, a catchable ball for Micah Matsuzaki. At the moment, the total yardage, 386 for the Cougars, 407 for the Aztecs. Detmer has passed for 315 yards. There have been 77 offensive plays run by these two teams, and the average per play, 10.3 yards.
Compare that to a normal game of 5 or 6.
A minute 42 to play in the half. Detmer has some running room. He's at the 35 and slides down at the 33-yard line. That's a gain of 22. Second time tonight, Detmer has run for 22 yards.
That's the second time that he's run off of that fake draw trap over to the left side of the field. Covered down in the secondary, so he takes off.
And now the Cougars use a timeout. No, check that. San Diego State called the timeout on defense.
Timeout, Aztecs.
You'll see the fake draw trap up inside. 72, Brian May on Andy Coviello, number 45, just kind of mauls him, if you could use that word. And then Detmer uses that foot speed that is deceiving. Add a little fear to it, and good vision out of that right ear hole, because Roberts was coming in a big kind of way to take care of that. Well, he had a few open spots on the right side of the helmet.
Coming up in a minute and 26 seconds of game action, the Sports Center halftime report with John Saunders. What a game that Miami-Florida State game turned out to be. A lot of times the big games don't live up to the hype. That one did.
Don't you just feel for Bobby Bowden in Florida State?
Yes.
Great coach, good team, and to get your ball club in position to win, potentially a national championship, and you miss it by the width of a ball.
I was a little bit surprised they didn't run one more play to try to get the kicker right into the middle of the field. You saw that he compensated for that severe angle and pushed it a little bit too far to the right. Just did miss.
And for you that watched it, your reasoning, and you explained to me, was you felt like that it would have forced Miami into calling one of their timeouts.
I think they would have used the timeout to try to save some time to score had Florida State kicked the field goal. Detmer steps up and goes for Matsuzaki. Incomplete. He just did come down out of bounds inside the 2, and Eric Drage is again getting after the officials as he thought Matsuzaki made the catch inbounds. Might have been arguing that he was pushed up.
You've only got to have one foot come down inbounds. And on grass, you could be able to say, let's see if that left foot comes down. No, on the line. Excellent call.
And the contact came after he had already come down out of bounds. 2nd and 10 from the 33 of San Diego State. The Aztecs lead 35-17 with a minute 18 to play in the half. Detmer with all kinds of time. Drage the catch. And he's stopped at the 16-yard line. First down, Cougars with a minute 5, and they'll stop the clock actually with a minute 6. And the clock stopped to move the chains.
That was a prime example of why many coaches that have had to face Ty Detmer in their career call him potentially the best college quarterback ever. He had extremely good touch. That's the kind of arc pass you've got to throw over the linebackers and get it there before the free safety comes up to pound Drage.
333 yards for Detmer with 58 seconds left in the half. Back to the run. Willis has running room outside. And he is down at the 5-yard line, close to another first down.
For Brigham Young, if you're a wide receiver, you need to be able to catch the football, which they do well here at this university. But it also means that you've got to be a blocker. Number 18, you'll see the crack back block. Nice job of coming back and giving his ball carrier a chance to get back inside for the big play. You cannot be one-dimensional at any program.
Willis did pick up the first down. 1st and goal from the 4. 3 receivers out to Detmer's left. for Drage, overthrown. And the play was well covered by John Lewis.
Thinking man's game, particularly when you get out tight like this.
Second and goal from the 4 with 43 seconds left in the half. Detmer to the end zone, flag down. Pass was incomplete. 2 receivers in the same neighborhood. Otis Sterling and Micah Matsuzaki nearly crossed in front of each other. Well, what is the flag for? An eligible receiver downfield against the Cougars.
Giving him their options over there. It's very important that Brigham Young score number 1. A touchdown would be really big for them.
We have an ineligible receiver downfield, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Are you surprised they didn't decline that? Because all this does is give that passing attack a little bit more room to operate.
An excellent point. You've only got so much field to cover when it's at the 5-yard line. Now you give Detmer 20 yards in essence to deal with.
And give him an extra chance.
Yeah, that does surprise me.
The ball just inside the 10-yard line. Second and goal. Lewis on the blitz. Detmer thrown down back at the 28-yard line. Ramondo Stallings got him. The clock is running, and now Detmer calls for a timeout with 16 seconds left. The loss of 19.
State has continued to mix up the blitz. They'll come up, they'll show it, they'll pull out. That time you see the linebackers, everybody comes up the pike. Number 9, Darrell Lewis, plenty of pressure. Ramondo comes in. Stallings, number 90. 36 sacks that San Diego State has this year. They only had 20 in the entire 11-game schedule last year.
Well, they were, by their coaching staff's own admission, a miserable defensive football team last year. And Al Luganville says, we are light years ahead of where we were a year ago on defense. And Ramondo Stallings is a player with a lot of natural physical ability. They're looking for him to be a bit more consistent.
4 of their 11 starters were at one time walk-ons. A lot of freshmen, sophomores playing. And Barry Lamb admits it. The defensive coordinator says, hey, yeah, I agree with Al Luganville about last year, but we're still a long ways from being a good defense. At times, we approach that. We're not consistent.
Situation is 3rd and goal from the 27-yard line with 16 seconds left. Well, the last 2 trips to this stadium for Ty Detmer have been painful. 2 separated shoulders in the Holiday Bowl last December, and that cut above his eye that he received very early on tonight. 3rd and goal. The Cougars 1 of 6 on 3rd down. Detmer pressured and sacked. Back at the 33, Sebastian Glaze got him. Clock stopped with 7 seconds left in the half, and now a flag thrown in very late. 3rd sack of the night for the Aztecs.
The second man that punches usually gets hit with a flag.
Whoa. It would have been about a 50-yard field goal try for Earl Kaufman without the penalty. Now they're out of field goal range.
Well, the Dead ball. Personal foul against the offense. 4th down.
At one time, it was 1st and goal from the 4. It's now 4th and goal from the 47.
This is purely a coverage sack. Watch number 72, who'll come out of the pile. You'll see him right here in 92, Eric Duncan, the nose tackle. That little pushing going on, and the last little shove that he did, it took him a while to get the hanky out.
I don't know about that.
That's tough. I wouldn't have called that.
How do you determine which player is guilty of the infraction and which one isn't? On 4th and goal from the 47. Detmer has it intercepted. Damon Pierre with the pickoff on the final play of the half. And Eric Drage is all over one of the officials, and he needs to be separated by Peter Tuipulotu. There's Drage ripped away by his teammate, fortunately so for BYU. What an opening half here in San Diego.
We know you.
Big game in Tallahassee in just a moment, but first let's update some of the late starts. We'll start things off with Fullerton State and Fresno State. Ron Rivers with a 54-yard touchdown run, and this one is 24-7 victory by Fresno State, would set up the showdown with San Jose State next week. The winner goes to the California Bowl against the MAC champion. Texas El Paso, a loser to Utah, 10-9. For UTEP, Jason Gillespie missed a 47-yard field goal with 23 seconds left. Jason Woods, a 22-yard touchdown pass to Brian Rowley for Utah's touchdown. 10-9 is the final. Big game in Tallahassee in just a moment, but first let's update some of the late starts. We'll start things off with Fullerton State and Fresno State. Ron Rivers with a 54-yard touchdown run, and this one is 24-7 victory by Fresno State, would set up the showdown with San Jose State next week. The winner goes to the California Bowl against the MAC champion. Texas El Paso, a loser to Utah, 10-9. For UTEP, Jason Gillespie missed a 47-yard field goal with 23 seconds left. Jason Woods, a 22-yard touchdown pass to Brian Rowley for Utah's touchdown. 10-9 is the final. Now, the national championship in college football will not be decided until after the bowl games have been decided. But for all intents and purposes, it may have been decided this afternoon in Tallahassee, Florida, as #1 Florida State took a 16-game winning streak in to face #2 Miami. The Hurricanes riding a 14-game string. The Canes trying to end the Seminoles' title hopes for the 4th time in 5 years, and it was a classic battle of 1 versus 2. This is where the tomahawk chop originated. They were ready to rumble. The Seminoles responded 4th down. Paul Moore scores a 1-yard touchdown, 10-7. Florida State with the lead, up 16-10. Coleman Bell makes a great catch, grabs it in from Torretta, and on the same drive, 4th and 6, Torretta goes again to Horace Copeland. Terrell Buckley drags him back, but it is a 1st down. And Larry Jones takes it in for the go-ahead touchdown. 17-16, Miami is up. Bobby Bowden sees it slipping away, but maybe not. Edgar Bennett gets the 1st down to keep a drive alive with just about a minute to go. And it sets up Jerry Thomas, the walk-on, for the 34-yard field goal. It looks like it has a shot. Last year, that's a field goal. This year, Bobby Bowden, you're out of luck. It is wide, and the replay shows just how close it was. Sailing past the upright, Dennis Erickson has the victory by 1, 17-16. Stephen McGuire, 142 yards, 22 carries, and a touchdown at 176 against Florida State last year. It ends their 16-game winning streak. Florida State will likely face Texas A&M in the Cotton Bowl. Canes coach Dennis Erickson says it was the greatest win he'd ever been involved with, so close to going the other way.
As well as I could, I guess. I just missed it right. What can you say? I mean, what can you say? I missed the game winner.
That completes confidence in Jerry. I mean, missed it by half a foot. That's, you know, you feel for the guy. We all took turns making mistakes.
It's kind of scary that when your season come down to this much, and I thought it went in, I just threw my head, head down in frustration. But then when I saw our fans cheering, I couldn't do nothing but jump up and celebrate.
Hurricanes are now masters of their own fate as their 2 remaining games are against Boston College and San Diego State, followed by Orange Bowl against the Big 8 champion. The Canes looking for their 4th national title in 9 seasons. The State 34-yard field goal attempt against Miami that would win the game. but it sails wide, and Florida State loses 17-16. Miami will move to #1 and move on to the Orange Bowl after they played Boston College and San Diego State. San Diego State, meanwhile, with a lead 35-17 over BYU. The second half is straight ahead.
Welcome back to Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego in this game to determine the WAC championship and the bid to the Holiday Bowl. San Diego State leads by 18 after a wild first half. BYU scored first, a very impressive opening drive, culminated in a touchdown pass Detmer to Willis, but the answer came quickly by the Aztecs.
The speed of the wide receivers at San Diego State has just totally dominated the secondary of BYU. No surprise there. What's surprising is the poise and the patience that Lowry has shown in being able to get the ball to his wide receivers.
That was 75 yards on the first play from scrimmage for San Diego State. Lowry to Darnay Scott. We also saw the brilliance of the rushing of Marshall Falk.
Tremendous talent, 386 yards rushing in one game, and by making moves like that you can understand how he accomplished that, and it also shows the brilliance that he is as a ball carrier. Great speed and ability.
He had 12 carries for 60 yards, but the big numbers, the passing numbers of Detmer 334 yards and Lowry 341 for a combined 675 passing yards in the first half, and the total yardage combined 819.
And you've got Ty Detmer that's nursed the beat up eyebrow. A lot of activity. This thing's a long ways from being over with.
San Diego State will get the ball first here in the second half. Kaufman's kickoff down to Darnay Scott at the 12. Right up the middle, and down he goes at the 31. A very late flag thrown in by the official along the near sideline.
The officials are going to have to be really conscious of the extracurricular activity out there, post-play activity. Keep this thing under control because you had some hot tempers flaring around.
Clipping on the return team, 15 yards, first down.
We talked in the first half about the quick strike capability of the Aztecs offense directed by David Lowry. They had 5 touchdown drives. The total time of the 5 drives, 4 minutes and 58 seconds. They had drives, if you will, of 13 seconds on the pass, 75 yards to Scott, 10 seconds on the 80-yard pass to Falk, and 16 seconds on the 79-yard pass again to Darnay Scott. They start this half with a run. Falk dragged down from behind by Jerwin Gray, or that might have been another long run for a touchdown. It's a gain of 16.
If you had the old tearaway jerseys, this is an 86-yard touchdown run. The OT counter, kick out block, nice job of Jennings coming inside number 73, and then Falk. If this jersey rips away, if he doesn't hold on, that's the distance.
First and 10. Scott has another first down. Good effort by Darnay Scott. Push himself out across the 40-yard line where he's tackled by Scott Giles.
San Diego State, it's like a good heavyweight boxer or any kind of boxer right now. They get out there with those wide receivers, and you'll see them fake it going deep and then hook up right there. They're going to eventually draw the defensive backs up tight, and you're going to see another 60 or 70-yard touchdown bomb.
Cougars coming on a blitz. Falk out to the 45-yard line. Josh Arnold tripped him up.
Brought down by number 20, Josh Arnold.
In the first half, you saw Nani Valdez, number 3 for BYU, leave with an ice bag on his left shoulder, and we are told he has a broken collarbone.
85 yards on the play. Second down for the Aztecs.
Second down, 5. Wasting little time going back to the bomb, and if it's possible, he overthrew Patrick Rowe. Lowry had completed 8 straight passes prior to that miss. 4 passes of over 30 yards for David Lowry for a total of 286 yards. And a couple of others that could have gone but were dropped.
He's frustrated and disappointed in that last pass as well. Rowe was behind everybody.
Lane told us yesterday we have a pretty balanced offense. I think that might have been the understatement of the year. Ball. First down into BYU territory. Again, it was Derwin Gray, the safety, who was called upon to make the tackle. First down, San Diego State.
Joe Gibbs of the Washington Redskins was a former player and coach here. And Dave Lay, the offensive coordinator, played with him. They're friends. They went to Washington and asked them a lot about the OT counter. That's what this play was here. Everybody getting after it. The Redskins obviously are as good as anybody at running the OT counter. The guard and the tackle pulling around.
It's tough to name teams in football now that don't run it. They're sticking with Falk, and he's down to the 42-yard line to pick up a 3. We played 2 minutes in the third quarter. San Diego State leads 35-17. The Aztecs with a win would go to the Holiday Bowl for the second time.
Number 45, Rocky Eagle.
That's Tom Ladd, who appeared to hurt his leg. He's ready to go in the second half.
Take him for 3 yards.
295-pound average across the line. Huge.
Lowry again deep for Scott. He has it. First down, Aztecs at the 16-yard line. A gain of 26. Check that. Merton Harris with his first catch of the game. 5 Harris, not 6 Scott. Harris the catch, the senior from Detroit.
Top of your screen, he'll come across. You notice the free safety. He had gone to the left side to help out on number 1, Patrick Rowe. And that's the beauty of this offense. David Lowry reading that free safety, going away from number 5, Merton Harris, and he throws the post pattern.
First and 10 at the 16 of BYU. Wayne Pittman cut it to the inside, and he was tripped up by Greg Pitts, number 99, the redshirt freshman from Provo, Utah.
By establishing long drives here, you're keeping your secondary of Penn State on the bench. We talked about lack of depth in the secondary. They cannot hang in there with a shootout with BYU. Fatigue will take over.
This has been, at least by tonight's standards, a relatively time-consuming drive. 3.5 minutes. Lowry to the end zone, touchdown. Marshall Falk. His 4th touchdown of the night. And 4 touchdown passes for David Lowry. Andy Trackus makes it 42-17. Falk tonight has rushed for 93 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he has 113 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns.
Some trucks don't know when to quit.
CFA football, Brigham Young versus San Diego State, is brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the trucks you can depend on, the trucks that last. And by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. The largest crowd ever to watch a San Diego State home football game. Close to 60,000 here at Jack Murphy Stadium. And they've enjoyed every second of this one. 42-17, Aztecs. Trackus to kick off. Mortensen and Clark waiting for the kickoff. Good kick. Clark downed it, or you could say the ball downed Clark in the end zone.
Marshall Faulk there, 4 touchdowns tonight. We talked about it. You'll see Lowry get into the pocket, and the reason that he's going to pat the football, Faulk had run a 7 or 8 yard out pattern. He's waiting for him to readjust and run up the field, turns it into an adjustment there.
Lowry's now passed for a career-high 393 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's 15 of 21. Detmer's also working on a huge night. Pass complete out to the 27-yard line to Jamal Willis. A lot of work now for the Cougars to do, as this touchdown drive, most impressive, has made it a 25-point lead for San Diego State.
And it was a combination run and pass.
We mentioned Lavelle Edwards likes coming here to San Diego, but not on the last 2 trips. 65 points allowed in the Holiday Bowl last year against Texas A&M, and they've given up 42 points here tonight, only in the opening minutes of the 3rd quarter. Good catch for a first down. The tight end Byron Rex took it in at the 32-yard line. Chris Johnson made the tackle.
When you're down 25 points, only in the 3rd quarter, 10.5 minutes to play, one thing you can do in helping yourself is getting in and out of the huddle. You can still throw the 6 and 8 yard patterns, but you need to make sure that you just do it a little more diligently getting out of the huddle.
First and 10. Cougars working from their own 32 with 10:20 left in the 3rd quarter. 4-man rush. Detmer throws incomplete for Rex. Again, it was Johnson who had the coverage. Chris Johnson, another of those walk-ons who's become a starter on defense for San Diego State. Catch all the NFL action Sundays on ESPN. For some of you around the country, that is later today. At noon Eastern time, it's NFL Game Day, the best NFL preview show on television. Then see the best recap on NFL Primetime at 7 p.m. Followed tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time by the Houston Oilers and Warren Moon against the Cleveland Browns, who are still in the hunt for a playoff spot. On 2nd and 10. Detmer with plenty of time. Now runs out of time and runs for a gain out to the 37. Mark Roberts chased him out.
That time San Diego State went with only 3 rushers. They put 8 into the coverage. They haven't done that much tonight. Most of the time they've come with at least 4 defensive linemen. You'll see only 3 that come in there. 8 drop. You've got 5 underneath, 3 deep. Nobody for Detmer to go to. Once again, that's that arm strength. You got to wonder if he could have maybe thrown something down the field 60, 65 yards with that kind of time in the pocket.
Third and 6. 5-man rush and they get him. Sebastian Glaze dumps Detmer back at the 27-yard line. 4th sack of the night for the Aztecs.
Ty Detmer looks like he's in about the 13th round of a heavyweight championship fight.
Kaufman with a shank that takes a very good roll. Down to the 35-yard line. A 37-yard punt, and Kaufman, who had arthroscopic knee surgery earlier in the year, was limping after that punt. 42-17 Aztecs. They'll have the ball when we come back. Earl Kaufman on the BYU bench, still a little bit sore. He's been grabbing at that right knee.
A lot of heat coming off those heads. The top.
It is a little bit on the cool side here in San Diego tonight. Temperature now in the mid-50s. Patrick Rowe avoided one tackle. They throw him down at the 39-yard line. Scott Giles made the tackle. That's a pickup of 26 for Patrick Rowe. And he comes up hobbling.
May have gotten his leg tangled up when he was getting tackled. You'll see Rowe, there's a lot of cushion by the defensive back. He goes up, drives up, comes back, looks at the ball, comes in, and then, you know, the rest of the team of BYU is so spread out on the field, so worried about getting deep. Right there's when his leg went back underneath him.
4 catches tonight, 92 yards for Rowe. The latest in a long line of outstanding receivers here at San Diego State. Hayden Moses, Isaac Curtis, and Webster Slaughter. Lowry thrown down. The crowd wanted a late hit. Giles threw Lowry down. A little bit late to the party was Rocky Beagle, but he got away with it. And it's a sack back to the 50-yard line.
And that's one of the things that Brigham Young needs to do. They came with a blitz that time. The outside linebackers, 47 Scott Giles. He gets pressure there. 97 Randy Brock. 45 Rocky Beagle. Blow to the head. You should have the flag on the field.
Late and a blow to the head. Giles credited with the sack. They're still looking at Patrick Rowe's left leg. The all-time leading receiver in terms of yardage. San Diego State history. Here's Pittman. Managed to hang on to the ball. A late flag comes in. Looked like a face mask. Derwin Gray might have been the guilty party.
Lavelle Edwards saying, hey, I've seen all the great freshman running backs I want to see tonight. Wayne Pittman hits him with a draw up the middle.
Face mask, 5 yards against the defense. Still second down.
Ball now at the 36-yard line, where it will be second down and 7.
Derwin Gray, number 5, says he did not grab the face. You couldn't see a face mask there in that shot.
Well, you couldn't see
the face.
His face, yeah. Or at least the face mask, which would be the key to determining if it was a face mask coming. Pass is complete. Darnay Scott, he took a little bit of a bump after he went down to the ground from Rocky Beagle. Very close to a first down.
Stopped by a Rocky Beagle.
Ordinarily, if you lose your All-American candidate wide receiver Patrick Rowe, you're a little worried. Right now, they've got number 5, Merton Harris, that can come in and play and does a great job. And they've got Darnay Scott, who's having a career-high night.
Scott with 5 catches tonight for 183 yards and 2 touchdowns. Marshall Falk back in there. He's down to the 26-yard line, a gain of 3. Scott Giles and Jared Levitt combined to make the stop. What would you guess Coach Luganville's total mileage is going to be on that pedometer that he wears when the night is through?
It won't be near as high as the speedometer that his heart's been going the rate at. But he knows that Ty Detmer is a pretty good quarterback. He didn't want to get too relaxed in his walk.
Lowry with the pump fake. Going to the end zone for Scott. And it's incomplete out of the end zone. If you're a BYU fan, Craig, the prospects look very bleak, because even if Ty Detmer can lead the offense back, and they need at least 25 points, you still have to wonder if Coach Edwards' defense can ever stop the Aztecs. They've gone up and down the field at will tonight.
But one thing that you can have some at least excitement about, if you're on BYU side, if Patrick Rowe is out of the game, now you can go over and look at double teaming Darnay Scott.
This is not a football team, the Aztecs, that make many mistakes in terms of turnovers. None tonight, only 3 in the last 4 games coming in. Falk took a big hit. Drilled out of bounds by Tony Crutchfield, short of a first down at the 23. And the field goal unit will come on for Al Luganville.
Crutchfield's 5'10", 190. The man he just boned right here at the end of this play is about 180. Falk got caught making a move in the air.
Trackus trying a 41-yard field goal. It's long enough and good. .606 to play in the third quarter. 45-17 Aztecs.
Are you looking for the perfect gift for the man on your Christmas list? Take this simple quiz. Does someone you know like sports? Watch sports?
Yes!
Read sports? Guess what? You've got a sports fan. So just call and get him a gift like nothing he has ever seen or heard before. This exclusive video, The Hidden NFL.
This is the NFL, which stands for not for long.
Hidden mics and hidden cameras take him inside the huddle, so he'll know what it's really like out there. Free with your paid gift subscription to Sports Illustrated.
Let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs.
Just call and surprise him with 54 issues for just $1.29 each, over 55% off the cover price.
Yeah! This ain't a tennis match!
You won't be billed till next year. Or for faster delivery, use your credit card.
I gotta go make another
Call now for the special gift he'll love.
Hurry it up, hurry it up.
Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, do you like it?
Yes.
There are 100 reasons why college football fans will enjoy these two ESPN home videos. But for the sake of time, here's 5 of them.
Sean McDonough with Craig James at Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego, where the field goal by Andy Trackus of 41 yards just given the Aztecs the 45-17 lead. Brad Clark on the left, Eric Mortensen on the right, waiting for the kickoff. Trackus is already San Diego State's all-time leading scorer, and he's a junior. Mortensen at the goal line. Stopped short of the 20, knocked down at the 17-yard line. Darrell Lewis made the tackle. Zach Stokes also in on the play. Not only are they continuing to score, but they're also using a little bit more of the clock on these two second-half scoring drives.
With Patrick Rowe being out of the game, I would expect to see State come out in two tight offense and just run the football.
Detmer with the draw to Tuipulotu. Peters drives out close to a first down at the 27-yard line. Chris Johnson made the tackle. Haven't heard much from Tuipulotu tonight. They got behind quickly early, and they relied much more heavily on the passing attack, the wide receivers. 45 yards rushing tonight for Tuipulotu on 9 carries. He came up just short of a first down, second and less than a yard. Tuipulotu struggled, but appeared to pick up the first down. Taraj Smith made the tackle.
Second down and 1 is really one of two things you can do. You can go for the first down, or you can a throwaway, play action pass, and hope to catch one of your wide receivers coming clean over the middle.
First and 10 from the 28-yard line. 5:22 on the clock, running in the third quarter. Three-man rush for the Aztecs. Detmer to a wide open Drage. He's down at the 50-yard line. First down, BYU. A gain of 23 to Drage. Damon Pieri made the tackle.
Now with San Diego State going into that zone, just kind of hanging out back there. You'll see a cover 3. There's a man in the middle, number 39 back. You'll see him working. Detmer knows that Drage was following across his tight end. About 8-10 yards behind him. He knew the pocket was going to come clean, and he was waiting for him to get there.
Play action fake. Detmer has a wide open Willis. 30-yard line. Good move inside the 20. Gets a block from Anderson and scores. What a play by Jamal Willis. Second touchdown reception of the night for Jamal Willis, the true freshman from Las Vegas. That play covered 49 yards. The first touchdown pass from Detmer, 31 for the game's first points. And a much-needed score. And just as importantly, it came quickly for the Cougars, who are a man short on this extra point. Looking to the sideline for the 11th man. And they're going to take the 5-yard walk-off. Here comes Byron Rex.
That's good coaching. No reason to waste a timeout. Go ahead and take the 5-yard penalty.
And Keith Lever has come on to kick, so apparently Kaufman did re-injure that right knee during his last punt. There's Keith Lever, who has seen some kicking action earlier in the season. Kaufman ice on the right knee. And Lever knocks it through. 45-24 is the score now in favor of San Diego State with 4:41 left in the third quarter.
You mentioned that was Willis's second touchdown reception of the night. Although he's a freshman, you've got to maintain desire. He goes inside, does a nice job of blocking and picking up the blitz. Now Detmer, once he loses the pocket and he's outside, Willis knew that he was the 5th receiver in the play. He didn't give up. Runs behind. I mean, strong legs. They do believe that he will be a star in this offense. The more that he learns, the better he's going to be.
Everybody up for the kickoff. Let's go. Everybody up for the kickoff.
One thing he shows there, he knows how to find the end zone.
We remind you that Sports Center will follow this game immediately, but we have a long way to go here in San Diego. 4:41 left in the third quarter. A couple more records for Ty Detmer tonight, including the NCAA record for pass attempts in a career. He's thrown 38 times tonight. Now 1,485 career pass attempts, breaking the old record by Todd Santos. It's been a tough night for Todd, the old Aztec quarterback. He's seen a couple of his records fall. Detmer's now thrown one more pass in his career than Santos did during his. Darnay Scott out to the 26-yard line. Detmer tonight 20 of 38 for 418 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's also been intercepted twice. And a little bit later on, we'll be naming the Visa players of the game, and that's going to be a difficult call tonight.
I guess the question you'd have to ask yourself, do you think that BYU has the potential to score 3 more touchdowns with a quarter and a half?
I think they do. I just don't know if BYU's defense can stop the Aztecs to allow that to be the only point that BYU would need to score. Lowry throws, caught. First catch of the night for the tight end, Ray Rowe. And the senior from San Diego is close to a first down at the 35-yard line.
Each week, Ray Rowe has improved. He's become a very solid, all-around tight end that they believe, Al Luganville believes, will be a tight end in the NFL. Luganville says he doesn't get that involved in terms of making calls on the game day. Leans towards the defense, but helps in offense.
Wayne Pittman rips through a hole, and he picked up the first down. Rocky Beagle made the tackle, but not before Pittman reached the 41. mentioned the last 2 trips to San Diego's Jack Murphy Stadium have not been very happy for the Cougars defense. You could add the previous 2 to that as well. 211 points in the last 4+ games here at Jack Murphy Stadium. Good throw. Merton Harris spins away from Mitchell. One man to beat. It's Crutchfield. Crutchfield made the tackle at the 15-yard line. 44 more yards for the Aztecs. There is a flag, however, and it's for a holding call against San Diego State.
And they had to hold. Brigham Young went with the outside linebackers blitzing. They've got to continue to do that. They've got to now come out and be a little more aggressive in their defensive calls. You're either going to get to the quarterback or you're going to force.
Best hit of the night by Ray Rowe on the referee, Gene Wirtz.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot, still first down.
You either get to the quarterback or you force one of the offensive linemen to make a desperation attempt and hold you in essence. The pressure will come from the outside, number 47, Scott Giles. Not so sure that was the call.
Well, he appeared to spin him around there just at the end. Here comes Rocky Beagle in again. A little bit tardy. We saw the flag thrown by the referee Wirtz for the hold that backs the Aztecs back to the 23. And it's first down and 27. 45-24. San Diego State with the lead. Fake draw. Lowry in trouble. And down in the backfield at the 14-yard line in the arms of Randy Brock. His second sack of the night. And the third tonight for BYU.
Randy Brock on the tackle.
They had a campaign here over the summer and in the early fall called Phil the Murph. The Murph, the nickname in San Diego for Jack Murphy Stadium. Conscious effort by the San Diego State Athletic Department to sell tickets, and it's paid off.
Luganville was an associate athletic director. He knows how to market.
He went all over this area during the summer and fall. People that they'd have a product worth watching. You have to believe that people were convinced at the end of last year when a game on ESPN, they played the Miami Hurricanes, lost by only 2, and very easily could have won that game led by Dan McGuire. Al Luganville pointed out yesterday that over the last 15 games San Diego State has played, they are 12-3. And included in those 3 losses, that 2-point loss to Miami last year and a 1-point loss at Air Force this year, game in which they led for much of the contest. We're down to 2:15 to play in the third quarter. Third down and 32. That's thrown up for grabs and intercepted. Josh Arnold with the interception at midfield. His first interception of the season, 6th of his career for the senior from Mesa, Arizona. And that's the first turnover of the night for San Diego State.
They've had only 3 turnovers in the last 4 games. This is really the poorest ball and decision that Lowry has thrown. He didn't realize that number 20, Josh Arnold, was over there helping out with a linebacker, Scott Giles, 47. Ray Rowe, 89, was not by himself.
And it really serves just about the same purpose as a punt on 3rd and 32. They were looking at a punt from deep in their own territory if they did not complete a pass. The interception gives the Cougars the ball at the 50. Detmer under pressure, has a man wide open. Byron Rex into the secondary. And he's down to the 26-yard line. So here come the Cougars again. They scored quickly on their last possession to make it a 21-point game, and they're quickly down to the Aztec 26 on a gain of 23. Detmer to Rex.
Very, very surprised that San Diego State is not trying to run the ball and run the clock out. They cannot afford to put Ty Detmer back on the field. He'll chew up that young, inexperienced secondary.
And he has now for 419 yards passing tonight. Make it 442 after that completion, just updated. He's on the money again. Willis has a first down to the 15-yard line. We're down to a minute and a half left in the third quarter.
Pass is complete to Jamal Willis.
Poise, confidence. Detmer's been there. And so is that man.
Ty had his best career passing day in this stadium in the '89 Holiday Bowl against Penn State. 576 yards. He's up to 453 at the moment. Tui Pelotu picks up 5 to the 10-yard line. Well, a score here, Craig, and that certainly makes things very interesting again.
I mean, I've seen, we're all fans of Brigham Young just because of their explosiveness on offense. There's not a doubt in my mind that they can come back. And, you know, as you pointed out, but can they stop San Diego State's offense? Right now, State's stopping themselves.
2nd and 5 from the 10. Detmer to the end zone. Touchdown! Byron Ricks.
And a touchdown for BYU.
Fourth touchdown pass of the night for Detmer. This one to Rex, the junior from Bellflower, California. Four catches tonight for Rex. And the touchdown is his 2nd of the season. Keith Lever trying to make it a 14-point game. And he does. With all kinds of time remaining in San Diego. 37 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
BYU spread out everybody. They spread out number 95, Byron Rex. You'll see him push up the field and then go back towards the corner. Chris Johnson, 15, had no chance because of the absolutely perfect throw by Ty Detmer. The Cougars wanted to spread out everybody and get a mismatch, in essence, because of size. And he has some speed. Chris Johnson, number 15, cannot stay with him.
Well, Roger French, the offensive coordinator, said yesterday that Detmer would be looking for Byron Rex against the blitzes and man-to-man coverage of San Diego State. Detmer now 23 of 41, 463 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's been intercepted twice. Next Saturday, a Big East doubleheader, 2 showdowns in the Big East. Number 17 Syracuse plays host to West Virginia at 4 Eastern time, followed by probably number 1 to be Miami. Can't imagine that the Hurricanes wouldn't be number 1 when they take the field against Boston College in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts next Saturday night at 7:30. Although the Washington Husky fans would probably argue that point. I'd be inclined to agree with those Husky fans. Darnay Scott brings it out to the 30.
Darnay Scott from the 11-yard line.
So a bit more of a sense of not urgency, but certainly importance on this possession for San Diego State. The momentum clearly has shifted.
When Patrick Rowe went down, the All-American wide receiver, that has enabled Brigham Young to gain a little confidence and, in essence, an extra defensive back in the game.
As you might expect, they give it to Falk. He picks up 13, lost the football. Cougars say they have it, and they do. BYU is recovered at the 43-yard line. Doug Stone, the freshman, recovered the fumble by Falk.
Great running backs like Falk that give the 2nd and 3rd effort will have mistakes like this. It's the blind man that gets you. He didn't realize that Brock was coming in 97 to make the tackle. There has to be a presence about the runner. He's got to know he's in traffic and put 2 hands over the wall.
After playing turnover-free football, the Aztecs have committed 2 turnovers on their last 2 plays, and now they get it right back. Chris Johnson with the interception of Detmer at the 33-yard line. Third interception thrown by Detmer. 2nd of the season for Chris Johnson.
see he tries to come back and throw it over to number 29, Jamal Willis. Chris Johnson, 15, stopped and went back into the coverage. He read the eyes of Ty Detmer. That's why he was able to make that adjustment.
Huge play by Johnson. They give it back to Falk. Overshadowed a bit by the fumble by Falk a moment ago was that gain of 13 yards gave him the single season rushing record in San Diego State history. He just passed David Turner, who rushed for 1,252 yards in 1977. Falk has now rushed for 1,264 in 1991. Back with the fourth quarter in a moment.
It's not easy being a truck.
When you're looking good, you want Bud Light. The clean, fresh taste won't fill you up and never lets you down.
You can taste it, you can feel it, you know you got it right. Everything else is just a light. Keep your own light shining. Everything else is just a light. You got to shine on. Everything else is just a light.
And now let's take a look at the Army storyline. And it's an offensive story. 1,112 yards of total offense, and look at how even it is. Just 6 yards separating the two teams. On 2nd and 1. Has the first down, then driven back. He still has the first down at the 44-yard line. Jerwin Gray made the stop.
Falk slow getting up. His ribs were cracked. Punctured lung. You'll see now that he's going to use 2 hands covering up the football. He's smart. He knows. Hey, hang on to that thing. Bouncing around. Helmets catching you. People falling on your ribs.
BYU defense without linebacker Jared Levitt at the moment. He's on the bench receiving some medical attention. Wayne Pittman, the ball carrier, out to the 48-yard line. Patrick Mitchell made the tackle.
The front 7 of the Cougars right now really has to play exceptionally well. They need to allow their cover men in the secondary to play only and worry about only those wide receivers.
You saw Jared Levitt, and there he is again. They were massaging the back of his neck, and he did have neck surgery last season. Lowry caught for another first down. Ray Rowe, the tight end, with his second catch of the night. At the moment, Craig, you'd have to say the biggest play of the night for Al Luganville. Really the biggest play in this game. The interception by Chris Johnson. BYU had the momentum. They cut it to 14. They had the turnover, the chance to make it 7. And then the very first play, Detmer picked off by Chris Johnson.
The difference, the matter of inches. That ball, if it's over Johnson, it could be all the way.
1st and 10 at the BYU 43. 13:53 left. Lowry looking deep. Lofts it up there. And it is incomplete. Intended for Merton Harris. Patrick Mitchell had the coverage.
David Lowry, he can do that right now. He's throwing a big high pill up through the air and allowing his receivers to get down the field. You'll see 5 Merton Harris. I mean, he's just going to go. He's going deep to it, a vanilla route all the way. But Mitchell was not. I mean, he's back there and he plays the ball well.
Lowry 20 of 29 for 450 yards. Then 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. 2nd and 10. The 14-point San Diego State lead. Lowry in trouble and dropped back at the 47. Off the bottom of the pile, Lenny Gomes, the nose man, sophomore from Santa Rosa, California. He's been bothered lately by a sprained ankle.
The difference in that last play, Merton Harris is running the deep post pattern. If it were unhealthy Patrick Rowe, there's probably a yard and a half separation between him and Mitchell.
The Aztecs taking their time, getting these plays off. That one snapped with 2 seconds left on the play clock. He's open. Incomplete. The ball was underthrown. Darnay Scott was well behind the coverage again, but the ball was underthrown, and you can't blame Lowry if his arm's a bit tired. He's been leaning back and humming them deep down the field since the game started.
You'll see Darnay Scott as he goes up the field, just a little out-mood, and Mitchell bit on it, bit hard. Derwin Gray, number 5, the free safety, has got to play deep. Of course, you got the face mask there, and you've got the lack of concentration on making the reception.
Low snap. Saborn with a high, short punt. Fielded at the 17-yard line by Cappy Sikahema. The Cougars still very much in it with the ball, trailing by 14 with 12:48 to play.
When you play the game and you're looking good, there's a Bud Light way and it's understood.
If you're into looking good, get into Bud Light. The clean, fresh taste won't fill you up, never let you down.
You can taste it, feel it, know you got it right, because everything else is just a light. Just a light. Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. Just a light. Everything else is just a light.
It didn't happen in Germany, nor in Japan. It happened right here. An all-new car, born of intelligent engineering. The Oldsmobile 88 Royale. You've seen it, now come drive it. Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering.
Now, get 2.9% APR financing for up to 48 months.
The kids really like their Radio Shack electronic games. He won't put them down. John is glued to his sea battle. Amy's into her speedway game. Ken just keeps playing his football game. Guess that leaves me with nothing much on my hands. Except LCD Gulp. Hole in one! Wow!
Over 20 exciting electronic games from $6.95.
Radio Shack, America's technology store.
ESPN's presentation of CFA football, Brigham Young versus San Diego State, is brought to you by Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering. And by Radio Shack, America's technology store. Nobody compares. Sean McDonough and Craig James at Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. Still 12:48 to play. Ty Detmer and the BYU offense with it first and 10 at their own 18. Willis with blockers. First down and more. Finally out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Jamal Willis, the ball carrier for BYU.
San Diego State had all 7 defensive front guys up there. They were coming with a blitz tied up inside. You'll see 34, 45 on the left side of your screen. They get bunched up inside, and they've got the sweep going outside. 93 Glaze couldn't quite hold on to him. Damon Pieri, the free safety, was not there. John Lewis saves a long touchdown run.
The WAC championship, the Holiday Bowl bid, up for grabs in this one. Detmer throws complete to the tight end Rex. He's short of a first down at the 48-yard line, a gain of 8.
Detmer has thrown for a lot of yards tonight. He's approaching the 500-yard mark. Most of that has come underneath. 6, 8 yards. They've been just clipping them, and then eventually, every once in a while, these guys take it for the 15, 18-yard plays.
On the run that time, and it did not fool the Aztecs. Peter Tuipulotu carried for a loss as Mark Roberts and Andy Coviello threw him down at the 45-yard line. They lost 3. That'll set up 3rd down and 5.
Once again, San Diego State is tight inside. 15 and 50. You see them coming inside with a blitz. Had the sweep been on to the wide side of the field, you'd have had a better chance for a big play.
Clock running with 11:33 to play. San Diego State 45, BYU 31. But it was a 28-point game here in the second half. Detmer throws, and the officials look at each other and then rule it an inbounds catch by Eric Drage. Flag thrown at the 50-yard line. Looked like Drage was out of bounds when he came down with it, but he was forced out. And it'll come back anyway. They had a man downfield.
That's the second time that it has happened. Detmer's frustrated. Lavelle Edwards is frustrated.
We have an ineligible downfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
What happens is when you run that bootleg out there with your guard pulling for you in front of you, you've got to make sure that they remain conscious of where the line of scrimmage is. You'll see the guard, you'll see the tackle, everybody gets down there. The play takes a little bit longer. Of course, those 2 men were okay. It must have happened backside. Oh, at left foot.
Tough to tell which one came down first.
Yep.
3rd and 10. Another big play. Four-man rush. Detmer complete. First down to Tim Nowatzki, a freshman from Michigan City, Indiana.
Nowatzki is the man that had to step up and take place of the injured Nadi Valdez that came out with a broken collarbone. He drives up the field and comes back across flat. Had he continued to drift down into the secondary, number 9, Darrell Lewis, will have hit him in the chops when he caught the football, and he would not have made the reception.
That's the second catch of Nowatzki's career. Willis again behind some blockers. Flag thrown in the middle of the offensive line. The play stands. It's a gain to the 35-yard line and a pickup of 8.
There must be a little discussion going on here. If it were holding, it would be an obvious and a quick call.
The umpire, Dave Orvis, threw the flag. Tough to understand what would take so long.
We have a face mask against the defense on the line of scrimmage. Personal foul, 15 yards.
So the debate was probably, where will we mark the ball? Is it from the spot of the foul? Where did the foul occur?
That's what they're going to do, apparently, as they threw the football back to the 41-yard line. And the official stepped it off from there. But he stepped it off 20 yards from there, so apparently it was from the end of the run. The ball is at the 20. First and 10, BYU. Trying to get within a touchdown. Still 10:52 remaining. Two tight ends into the game. Tui Pelotu is wide open. He will walk in for a touchdown. There wasn't an Aztec defender within 15 yards of Peter Tui Pelotu. The Cougars were down by 28. They are now down by 8 with the extra point upcoming.
The 2 tight end formation threw a new wrinkle at him. San Diego State was not expecting that.
A big extra point for the backup place kicker Lieber. He's been perfect so far, and he remains perfect. It is a 7-point game with 10:39 to play. Now San Diego State 45 and Brigham Young University 38.
Olympic glory used to depend on muscle, talent, and heart. Now you can add digital computer analysis, retinal scanners, and more, and that costs money. That's why every time you use your Visa card, money goes to help the U.S. Olympic team. So pull for the team and pull out your Visa card, because at the Olympics, they don't take excuses, and they don't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Nothing outlasts the Energizer. They keep going and going.
In today's financial climate, you need the strength and stability of the Buffalo. At Hennessy and Bull.
Still going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer. They keep going and going and...
Power. Applied intelligently, its effects are magnificent. Witness the Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. Powered by the world's largest 24-valve V6 engine and an electronic transmission. It's a car designed to provide a more intelligent standard of performance, measured not simply in miles per hour, but by a slightly different gauge, miles per gallon. Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering.
National title contender Miami storms Boston College, and Syracuse meets West Virginia next week on ESPN.
The left side of your screen, number 45, Andy Coviello. There will be a blitz coming from the outside. He has got to stay with Peter Tuipulotu, number 32, that's lined up to the left side of your screen. He starts with him. He lets him go. He releases him. The blitz continues from outside, and nobody is there. That was a new wrinkle, a new look. They have not run a pass from that formation tonight.
Lieber with the kickoff. Darnay Scott takes it into the 3. And he brought it out to the 23. Ty Detmer's now gone over 500 yards passing tonight with 507 yards and 5 touchdowns. He's 27 of 46. He's also been intercepted 3 times. And that scoring drive kept on the touchdown pass to Peter Tuipulotu.
Time that it took, 2:09.
How quickly the momentum has turned in favor of BYU. Detmer's had 2 other 500-yard games in his career, including the Holiday Bowl, as we mentioned earlier, 576 yards, 89 against Penn State. A quick out to Scott. He has the first down, and a flag comes in at the spot of the tackle. Scott down at the 34-yard line, and perhaps a face mask as well. Patrick Mitchell made the tackle. He's the brother of Brian Mitchell, who was a 3-year starter in the secondary for the Cougars and first team all-WAC the last 2 years. It is a face mask. And we'll add 5 yards to the end of the play.
Mitchell, you see his right hand. It's almost like it's in his ear. I don't think that was a face mask. That was an ear mask.
Bad news for the Aztecs, as Patrick Rowe has a sprained left ankle and he will not return tonight. So a little less stress on the beleaguered BYU secondary. Quick toss in this direction, caught by Keith Williams. He has another first down into BYU territory at the 49, where Josh Arnold made the tackle.
Lowry has really impressed me with the way he throws the ball. He's confident. He steps back in the pocket, a strong arm. And just like on that last pass, had he thrown that inside, the inside cover man would have intercepted it or had a chance at it. He throws it outside to where nobody can get it except for his wide receiver.
It is a very young San Diego State offense facing a critical test here. Wayne Pittman thrown down by Scott Giles for a loss of 1 back to the 50-yard line. For those of you tuning in expecting to see the IOGP Powerboat Series from St. Louis, that program will not be seen tonight due to the length of tonight's game. But if that's what you were hoping to see, you have stumbled upon an outstanding football game with the WAC title and Holiday Bowl berth at stake. Sports Center will follow this game immediately. We have 9:37 to play. Sean McDonough and Craig James, delighted to have you with us at Jack Murphy Stadium, where the largest crowd ever to watch an Aztec home game is on hand. 56,747. It is a sellout. The play clock had ticked down to 2, so David Lowry uses a timeout.
And this is a point that you would expect Brigham Young to do something a little different. And what's that? Bring those outside linebackers. 2nd down and 12. Try to disrupt and not allow Lowry to sit in the pocket and hit you with the 8-yard pass play.
So yesterday, Coach Luganville compared David Lowry to Casey Weldon. Said, not blessed with the great size or physical skills, the big throwing arm, but a leader. He called him a street fighter who just has the knack of moving the team up and down the football field and doing whatever it takes to get that job done. And I'd say that was an apt description of David Lowry. So he's shown a pretty good arm on those deep balls tonight.
Looks like he's got a stronger arm than Detmer. He better have one, because he's got some receivers that are going to be so far down the field. He better be able to launch it out of there.
Dave Lay, the offensive coordinator, talking to Lowry. Lay was the high school coach of Lowry's competition for the starting quarterback job, Cree Morris, who was the starter at the beginning of the year. Lay says Morris is more physically talented. He's 6'7", the tallest quarterback in college football, has the bigger arm. But he says Lowry just has the intangibles that at the moment make him a more effective quarterback. But you have the feeling those two will be battling. They're both sophomores. They'll be battling for that starting job throughout their careers. There's Cree Morris.
Isn't that amazing? You could even be contemplating having a quarterback battle when you've got a man that is winning. He'll, you know, he's 6-0 as a starter, and he's had a career high night. Says a lot for Cree Morris.
21 points in a row for BYU. On 2nd down, the pass complete. But Harris didn't get much. He was backtracking. They'll give him forward progress to the 47 of BYU. But that will still set up 3rd down and 8. A gain of only 3 on the pass to Merton Harris.
Different coverage. They're able now to go to the wide side of the field and allow the free safety, 20, Josh Arnold, to try to go over and help on the deep balls. Patrick Rowe is not in there. Big difference in the kind of game plan and deep threat ability or capabilities that San Diego State had at one time.
Well, they have not scored since Patrick Rowe went out of the game. 8:40 to play. Lowry lofts it up. Caught. Touchdown. Keith Williams. That one a 47-yard touchdown pass.
They're going to run out of gunpowder in that cannon at this stadium.
First touchdown reception of Keith Williams season. Trackus drives it right through the middle. The Aztec lead is back to 14. Still 8:35 to play in San Diego.
Coming up now. I'll call you.
You're really working that phone.
No kidding.
Are you, global?
My business, only way to play the game.
Well, here's something that might help.
Oh, really? Wow.
Okay, first you got AT&T Pro Watts and savings on calls to 177 direct dial countries.
Yeah, it's great. So?
So, your most important business calls are probably to just one country. Tell us which one, and you'll save an extra 10% on those calls. It's the favorite nation option.
Wait, I tell you Italy, and I get an extra 10% off?
Give us the word.
Japan.
You tell us where you want to save the most.
How about the UK next month? Or Mexico?
You can change your favorite nation up to twice a month. You control the savings.
I like control.
Great. Then call us.
I will. Canada.
Call 1-800-441-5733.
Another
Sunday night. It's been a tough weekend.
Yeah, it's not easy bringing home the bacon.
Especially when you could be the bacon. So what's on TV?
How about some Sunday night NFL on ESPN?
Yeah, let's watch them toss around the old pigskin.
Don't say pigskin.
Sunday night NFL on ESPN. Hey, boys, let's pig out. America, let's pig out. ESPN. Want some pork rinds?
Oh, Dad, pig out.
David Lowry has thrown for 523 yards and 5 touchdowns. He is closing in on the single-game passing record for San Diego State. He's 13 yards short of it. The kickoff taken by Brad Mark at the 21. He brought it out to the 27. A 14-point deficit facing BYU with 8:28 to play.
Look to the left side of your screen up at the top there. Number 5, Derwin Gray, the free safety. He cannot go over and help Patrick Mitchell, number 30, on Keith Williams. He was committed back towards the middle of the field. Actually, he should have gone back a little bit deeper and been more over to that side so that he could have helped out. But he was worried about the backside play coming from number 6, Darnay Scott.
An important point, Patrick Mitchell, who's been burned on several of the big plays tonight, starting because Irvin Lee is not here with the team tonight. He was involved in an off-campus incident earlier in the week and is not here. Nowatzki with the catch. He fights for the extra yardage out to the 49-yard line.
Pass complete to Tim Nowatzki.
Ordinarily, Lee would have been out there, not Mitchell.
Number 5, Derwin Gray, getting a little advice right there about what he should be doing, about how to go over and help out when you have 2 receivers over there.
Gain of 23 on the pass to Nowatzki. 1st and 10 from the BYU 49. Jamal Willis struggles to the 46 of San Diego State. 5-yard gain. Andy Coviello made the tackle. There's Patrick Rowe, who went out early in the second half with a sprained left ankle. It has been an injury-plagued year for Rowe, who was selected by the Sporting News in their preseason college football issue as the best receiver in college football. Detmer looking deep, and it's incomplete. Ty was lucky to get away with that throw, Craig, as Matsuzaki had double coverage.
That's because 39, Damon Pieri, the free safety, did not bite anywhere. He was back there deep, deeper than the widest wide receiver. 39 there in the middle of your screen, Damon Pieri. This is what Brigham Young needs to be doing at free safety. He didn't go for the bite over there. Ball overthrown as well.
They say that Pieri is ready to be a dominant free safety next year. He has really started to come on during this second half of his junior year. On 3rd and 5, Detmer throws. Great catch. Willis with a first down at the 26-yard line. Speaking of bright futures, how about Jamal Willis? The future is now for him.
Call him Jabbar Willis after that catch. Wow, 6'3", 205, up in the air. Oh, and that was 3rd down.
Well, we've seen the ads on ESPN for those highlight tapes, the greatest plays in football history, and you won't see a catch much better than that one. His 8th reception of the night for 173 yards. Detmer to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Well covered by Robert Griffith. They were looking for Peter Tuipulotu. We also have a report from the San Diego State locker room that Marshall Falk has gone into the dressing room to have his ribs examined. He mentioned that he missed 3.5 games with fractured ribs and a collapsed lung.
Same type of play that they had on the touchdown to Peter Tuipulotu. That time, 34, pass interference.
Oh, absolutely. And no flag.
How can that guy miss that?
The officials have not had a good night, Craig. Detmer Had the man open, but his pass was behind Byron Rex, who got a hand on it, but that was not typical Ty Detmer on a ball of medium range.
I think what happened was Detmer wanted him to set up in the zone pocket right there. Rex was continuing on towards the flat, and that's what he's saying. Hey,
control the darn thing down there.
Offensive coordinator Roger French probably still upset about the Tui Pelotu play.
If you got any guns, make the call down there.
They have a reason to be upset on that one. 6:49 to play. San Diego State leads by 14. Detmer, where's the flag? There's the flag. No question about that one. Griffith draped all over the back of Eric Drage.
Griffith plays the dime back in this defense. It's a 3-4 defense, but he has to have the ability to play
against the defense. Spot foul, first down.
He has to have the ability to play defensive back, corner / running back. Now, he's going to be covering number 18, Eric Drage. He's got his hand on the back first of all, and he's got his body touching him as well. There's 2 pass interference calls that, well, the first one didn't get the yellow flag, and the second one did.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line. 6:43 to play. 52-38. San Diego State. Draw play. Tui Pelotu. Inside the 5, first and goal Cougars.
Good call by the quick hitting trap right up the middle. Highly effective. Tui Pelotu, you've got the defense spread out there, shotgun formation. The draw trap, the play that San Diego State feared most of all tonight in this ball game. And Brigham Young getting in and out of the huddle right now.
65 rushing yards for Tui Pelotu. From the 4, Detmer, touchdown. Mark Atuaya. His first collegiate touchdown reception. He had the 2-point conversion earlier. He's a true freshman from Hawaii.
And Atuaya scored the 2-point conversion on the same play. Goes at that outside linebacker. Acts like he's going to block and then gets right into the flat.
He was the state high school player of the year last year in Hawaii out of Kahuku High School.
Block that kick. Block that kick.
Keith Lever trying to make it again. A 7-point game, and he does. 52-45. This is indeed the wild, wild whack. 6:19 remaining.
Atuaya, he's kind of happy. He's helped out on the 2-point conversion, and then here once again you'll see him over on the right side, the clean jersey. He's going to go at that man like he's going to block, just kind of sneaks on out there. Very hard for that inside linebacker to come out, number 50 Mark Roberts, to get out there and get on coverage.
BYU now with 691 yards in total offense. San Diego State with 643 yards in total offense for a total of 1,334 yards between these two teams. Sports Center to follow. That'll probably be a couple of hours from now.
If and when this game comes to a conclusion.
They've already played over 3.5 hours.
Oh. Well, a game like this, you don't have to worry about drinking coffee in the 4th quarter.
1,076 passing yards between these two quarterbacks. 552 for Denton. Scott started at the 6. And they dump him at the 21. Good tackle by Brad Clark. 6:13 to play. And really a must-stop situation now for the BYU defense.
Of course, as quick as San Diego State has been scoring, they'd get the ball back, but as you say, they can't afford to be 14 down with 6.5 to go in a game. That's why I really firmly believe you got to mix it up, blitz your outside, blitz your inside linebackers, and allow your secondary to stay deep.
Marshall Falk is not in there. That's Wayne Pittman. He gets the call. He got a yard or perhaps 2, and that is all. Out to the 23-yard line.
And it makes a big difference. Pittman's not a bad ball carrier, a good football player. Rowe's a good player, an All-American. The guy's replacing him. Keith Williams, he just had the 47-yard touchdown. But that's not the same kind of threat that you had earlier in the game. Gotta miss him.
2nd down and 9. 5:37 to play. Lowry too high, looking for Scott. That time the secondary was quick to close. Crutchfield came up, and Rocky Beagle was also in the vicinity of Darnay Scott.
The medicine ball. That's the pass that gets you the flag jacket for the ribs.
Career high in yardage and 13 yards short of the single game school record. Looking for Scott. He has him. Huge completion. Lowry to Scott, and now David Lowry has set a single game passing record for San Diego State. The previous mark, 536 yards by Todd Santos against Stanford in 1987. That one a gain of 26.
Post pattern, Lowry shows that he has the arm to throw the quick strike. The free safety did not have time to come over and hit him. Excellent throw by Lowry.
548 yards for David Lowry tonight. Pittman rips through a hole. Close to another first down in BYU territory at the 43-yard line as we tick down to 5 minutes remaining.
A reminder, this is for the WAC championship.
And that's what they're playing for, an opportunity to win the Thrifty Holiday Bowl trophy. Against the representative of the Big Ten. Pittman drives ahead for the first down. Obviously, at this point, a field goal would be large. They're at the 38-yard line. Longest field goal of Trackus's career, 50 yards. So they'd need about another 7 to get him in range for that.
A couple of things here that you got to take advantage of. That 295-pound offensive line. And you've got to also remind number 44, Wayne Pittman, your ball carrier, to hold on to the football.
We're now told that Falk will not be back. Out for the game with bruised ribs. 1st and 10 with 4:10 to play. Pittman drives to the 35. They gain 3. The Cougars have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
You can almost throw out tendencies. Ordinarily, when you get to this field position, the defensive coordinator is thinking about, okay, what is this offense going to do? But right now, you got to almost figure they're going to come in and they're going to run the football and try to control the clock.
Lowry going for it all, and it's incomplete. No chance for Merton Harris. The ball landed out of bounds. And there is a flag down. The Aztecs are clapping. And a late hit. Rocky Beagle was protesting, and he's come dangerously close on a couple of occasions tonight to a late hit.
3 times that Beagle has almost had the late hit on him. You got to lay off. He gets blocked up top, number 45.
Oh, this is...
that's out of control. And Beagle's supposed to be the leader on defense.
Well, he should know better, certainly. Senior from Wisconsin, Rapids, Wisconsin. Starter last year. He's been flirting with it all night, and he has no argument on that one. That's a huge play. That might have been a penalty that cost them the Holiday Bowl. Normally a very disciplined team, the Cougars tonight penalized 11 times for 79 yards. San Diego State has been penalized 6 times. Pittman dropped for a loss. Again, the penalty gives them a new set of downs, and they can run the clock. It's down to 3:20. The ball spotted back at the 23-yard line.
San Diego State's going to come back with 3 wide receivers. So they're not at all afraid to take it and put it in the end zone through the air. Because if you've thrown for 550 yards, why not?
The score is 52-45 San Diego State. The Cougars blitz. The pass is too high. Intended for Harris. Closing fast was Derwin Gray. Chad Hansen made Lowry throw it quickly. 3rd down and 13 upcoming. They are in field goal range for Andy Trackus. Right now it would be a 40-yard attempt.
And that's the one thing they've been missing is that blitz. I really believe at this point you bring 7 people and you've got to get to the quarterback.
Third down and 13. They blitz again. Lowry. Miscommunication with the receiver. Harris cut to the sideline. And Lowry thought he was going to cut it to the end zone. So here comes Andy Trackus for the most important field goal of his San Diego State career. He hit from 41 earlier. This one will be a 41-yard try. So make it a 10-point game with 2:50 to play. Larry Maxey, the holder. Low kick, and it is no good. Off to the right. It is still a 7-point game with 2:46 remaining.
Kicking without a tee. They've narrowed the goalpost. It has all made a significant difference in the percentage of kicks that are being made this year. It's down significantly. No height on the ball. Not even close.
The Cougars with it at their own 23. Detmer looking for Drage, overthrown. He had a step on Robert Griffith. Tie through it just a bit too long. 2nd and 10.
This is a point in the game that secondary of San Diego State is going to be a little fatigued. They'll lose a step and a half. That's when you're going to have a chance for them to get beyond the secondary. The walking meter continues.
2:39 remaining. San Diego State by 7. A little bit of confusion. Detmer pulled away from center. Nowatzki almost started up the field prematurely. Running room for Drage. Across midfield. Across the 40. And out of bounds at the 35-yard line of San Diego State. 42 yards on the play. Detmer will go over 600 yards passing. Best game of his career with that completion.
Left side of your screen, number 18. Beats 34, comes across man-to-man. There's nobody to help him inside. 34, Robert Griffith has got to sit inside and say, Drage, you will not beat me to the middle of the field.
First and 10. Draw play. Tui Pelotu. First down. He did not get out of bounds. They'll stop the clock to move the chains as Tui Pelotu picked up the first down at the 20. We were misinformed as to his total passing yardage for Detmer. That completion got him to 595 yards passing tonight.
Well, we'll round it off. We'll give him 5.
He still has a chance to get over 600, and the 595 is the best game of his career. With 576 in this stadium of the Holiday Bowl in '89 against Penn State. First and 10. Ball spotted at the 19. 2 minutes to play. Draw. Tui Pelotu. Driving down to the 13-yard line. A gain of 6. Should they score, it raises the situation. Do you kick the extra point for the tie? Do you go for the win? When we asked Lavelle Edwards that question earlier in the week, he said he would play for the tie because the tie would give them the conference championship and the Holiday Bowl berth. That might be a premature thought. They still need to get it in the end zone, looking at 2nd and 4 at the 13. On the ground with Willis. Lunging for the first down. He's close at the 10-yard line. The clock is still running, down to 1:11. No indication from the officials. Apparently he is just short of the first down, 3rd and less than a yard. 1 minute to play.
Now San Diego State, they got to, if they come with the blitz, they're going to put a lot of pressure on those cornerbacks.
What do you do if you're BYU? Do you run to get the first down? You still have all 3 timeouts left?
Oh, yeah, you got to get it. I'd run the wide side of the field.
3rd and less than a yard. They're going to throw. Dumped off. Tui Pelotu. First down at the 5. 35 seconds left. And they stop the clock. BYU will use its first timeout of the second half.
The little dump underneath pass has been so effective for them today. I mean, you've got a chance for Detmer to throw underneath. The linebackers were backed up to the end zone line, and it's another first down for the Cougars.
1 point, San Diego State led 45-17 by 28 points. Now they are clinging to their Holiday Bowl hopes. 34 seconds left. First and goal for Lavelle Edwards Cougars at the 5-yard line. 599 yards passing tonight for Detmer. He hands it off to Willis. He will walk in. Touchdown, BYU. And Coach Edwards will play for the tie with 30 seconds to go.
The sweep has been so effective for the Cougars tonight, and a good call. You've got timeouts left. Defense is relaxed back in the secondary.
A huge extra point for the backup place kicker, Keith Lever. No problem. 52-52 with 30 seconds left. BYU came into this game undefeated in the WAC. San Diego State has a loss. Now this is the last WAC game of the season for San Diego State. BYU does have a league game left against Utah in Provo next week. But even if the Cougars lose that one, they would go to the Holiday Bowl.
You'll see the sweep. The guards are pulling, getting around the corner. Everybody had committed to the inside, and absolutely nothing out on the perimeter to stop the sweep. You'll see 34. Griffith had come inside. Number 2, John Lewis, the cornerback, he was inside. Brigham Young coaches, it was a classic call by them.
Tonight's Visa players of the game from Brigham Young, Ty Detmer. 31 of 54, a BYU record 599 yards and 6 touchdowns. And David Lowry is the player of the game for San Diego State, a career high in school record 548 yards on 25 of 38 and 5 touchdowns. As part of their continuing effort to further the development of amateur athletics, Visa is proud to donate $1,000 to each of these universities and $1,000 to the U.S. Olympic team on behalf of the 2 quarterbacks tonight. The Aztecs, with 30 seconds left, will start at the 20. Needing points to get to the Holiday Bowl for the second time.
And with the foot speed that they have at wide receiver, it's almost as if you can say, Darnay Scott, you just take off. If I get time, I'll do like I have all night. I'll throw it deep. You'll be a yard and a half behind everybody else, and it's a big play.
2 timeouts left for San Diego State. brings Scott and Harris to the near side. Only a 3-man rush. Lowry throws on the run. Caught. Time running down as Scott fights for yardage. 17, 16, and a timeout call. They're at the 41-yard line.
Brigham Young went with 3 on the pass rush, rolled to the right side. Lowry had a lot of time. Deep 8 men in coverage. They're not going to allow that man to run past him.
Now, one long pass and a timeout, and they could get another try at a game-winning field goal.
You'll see Darnay Scott, number 6, goes down. He'll hook up, come back to the quarterback. He's near the sidelines. By the time Lowry gets over there, I mean, it's a good job. The only problem with this play is that it took up a lot of time off the clock.
Just to backtrack for a moment. Ty Detmer with the BYU record tonight, 599 yards passing, breaking Robbie Bosco's record of 585 against New Mexico on October 19th of 1985. 6 touchdowns in a game, 1 shy of the school record, shared by Mark Wilson and Jim McMahon.
And this isn't even 2 run-and-shoot ball clubs.
There were those earlier in the year who were saying Detmer wasn't as good as people were making him out to be, that he wasn't worthy of the Heisman last year. After a very slow start, he is indeed playing the best football of his career. 16 seconds to go. Here comes the blitz, and Giles gets it. And they stop the clock with 9 seconds to play. But that is the Aztecs' last timeout, and the 5th quarterback sack of the night for BYU. The loss all the way back to the 31. Lenny Gomes in on the play for the Cougars.
We have a nickel view at all, okay? This is the classiest crowd that any cheerleader could ever hope.
You'll see from the right side of your screen, there's only 3 rushing. And as he comes back, Beagle, number 45, comes in. He sets up to throw the ball deep. Very fortunate they even recover the football. You've got to have a lineman that'll pull back around and look to the outside. 44, Wayne Pittman. He should have stayed in the ball. He should have stayed in the backfield and blocked. The #1 priority for those front 5 guys, and with the running back making it 6, is to make sure that 3 and 4 men do not get to your quarterback.
This will rank with any of them. Barring a miracle on the last play, this will be a heartbreak. It will be a long time in going away for Al Luginbill. Aztecs back at their own 32 with 9 seconds to play, no timeouts, 52 all. Pressure and dumped. Tried to dump the ball off to Leo Meany, and he lost it, and the game will end in a tie, and that will send BYU back to the Holiday Bowl as the WAC champions.
BYU 52.
For the 14th time in 20 years as head coach, Lavelle Edwards has won the WAC. Craig, we only have 30 seconds to wrap it up, and obviously that gives us time to talk about 1/1000th of what happened here tonight.
A tremendous effort by both ball clubs. Hats off to Luginbill and San Diego State, and a great comeback for Brigham Young.
1,462 yards in total offense between these two. The final score, 52 all. Stay tuned for SportsCenter. For Craig James, Sean McDonough, good night from San Diego.